because they haven't been playing anything for over a month until yesterday.
I think that's a good thing though, Frankie. Like we said yesterday that we got to see their first ever performance on LAN at Summit. It went okay for them, and they've had a few up and down performances at different tournaments, but I want to see this team have time to grind, and I think they've had that now, and hopefully we can see them deliver. I'm very excited about the prospect of OG.
Well, we've got two exciting semi-finals, and it's always fantastic when Faze and Na'Vi, two teams with more stars than the night sky, take to the server, and never more than when they're facing each other. So I called up Flamey, who is currently in isolation in Moscow, to find out how him and the team are doing. I've got Flamey on the line from Moscow. First of all, Flamey, how have you found this move from mostly playing offline tournaments and huge events to being an online team?
For us, it's kind of hard. It was in the beginning, it was really hard to adapt because we never played online for like 1 year or maybe even more. And now I think we did some good progress. We understand that the tournament's moving online and we need to play much better online than we did. So we are working the same way like we did before this stuff, coronavirus. And now I think we are finding our game again and playing much better, as I can see even in our scrims. So I hope that you will see the old Navi, which won the Katowice this year soon, and we will play much better.
As you're a team, you start the round and then you work out where you want to go. So you go from default to making the decision as to how the round will end. Do you think that system can work effectively online?
Yeah, because in online it's a bit different game, because if you're gonna play by rounds, for example, you can play good one game, but in the next game the enemies will watch this and they will understand. For example, if we do some setup, they will just sow some nades and they will understand that this is this setup and they will counter it. So you need to play more default to not let any enemies easy to understand what you're gonna do. Online it's a bit different because they can't like watch the game, and the game's not in day by day. A lot of games like now, so yeah.
Now the CSGO International Elite Tournament this weekend is going to be MR12, which was quite a surprise to me. I'm guessing it is to all of you players as well. What do you think of this format?
I think it's great because right now online is, as I said, is so many matches, and MR12 is gonna be faster, and maybe it would even work better in future. But for now, it's kind of great to have a tournament like this to test this system, to see how it works, to see how the game will play, and to test something. Yeah, I think it's great for the future.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing what happens in Na'Vi's future. I can't wait to see when you guys are back offline, as well, of course, online this weekend. Thank you so much for talking to me, Flamey, and good luck.
Thank you.
Well, there we go. Flamey seeming pretty optimistic about the fortunes of Na'Vi, despite the fact that the last few months have been particularly difficult, especially for Flamey. But I want to talk about Faze first. Henry, this is a team that looks like no one is knocking them down a peg or two anytime soon.
I absolutely agree, Frankie. What a run they're having so far. This new signing of Bimas, sure, we haven't seen much of him, but the whole team seems to be peaking right now. We're seeing absolutely amazing form out of Cold Zera. Really enjoying what he's putting down there right now. And Rain, this is the most excited I've been about him in a while. He was a world-class rifler, one of the best in the world, dropped off in the last year, but this showing we've seen in the last week has been fantastic. Brokey as well. He's actually topped the leaderboard of 2020 at most clutches. Amazing scenes from him. The young gun really stepping up. Whole team looks great, and I really am worried for Na'Vi.
Yeah, and I got the Na'Vi side of things. Sorry, Frankie. There, look, we got Flamey, we've got Electronic, we've got Simple. They're all names that you remember, but they were also in iterations of this team where they had the likes of Zeus, of Edward, and the problems was, we cited this back then, it can't be a two-man show. Well, Perfecto and Bumic have come in. Ever since Katowice, it's felt like a two-man show still. Simple's the only one with any real consistency. Electronics had some poor form and bounced back, but the other three, they almost feel like non-issues in a lot of these games, and that can't be the case for Na'Vi, because I was the guy leading the charge, basically, for Na'Vi changing Counter-Strike, right? I called it the New World Order after Katowice.
Chad, I'm not sure about this matchup here. I feel like Nico, I don't know about you, but I feel like he's bringing more to the table these days. What do you think?
I actually will agree with you there. I think in terms of the in-game leadership role and the impact that he's able to have on a round-by-round basis, he might have Simple covered, whether or not he has him covered today individually or what type of form Simple will go off with, because once again, we do have this more limited format where more risks, I suppose, are going to get taken. I want to see both these guys just going nuts, right? We want those highlight clips, the Deagles, the AKs, get the AWPs out. Both these boys can use it all, Frankie.
Now, the story with Nico, the running commentary for over a year now has been, at least a year, I would say, has been, Nico, in-game leadership role. They're always going to be looking for an in-game leader in Faze, but Nico has now put a stake in the ground and he has said, no, I want to in-game lead. I'm going to commit myself to this. And also, I'm going to win a major in-game leading. Do you think that was the right decision?
Ooh. I think I'm fine with it. I feel like he's had enough experience within the role now, and he's played with players like Karrigan. Bear in mind, he's working with Yanko every single day. coldzera as his wingman as well. I don't think this is an issue. He's still fragging at a world-class level. They're looking fantastic strategically. I feel like that kind of old saying that the in-game leader will drop off in performance, I just don't think that's good enough in today's game. I feel like, sure, it's a difficult responsibility and there's a lot of pressure, but if he can rise to the occasion and prove himself to be capable, I think that's absolutely fine. I'm not sure if Chad agrees on that one.
Yeah, I like the brain trust, right? That's kind of the way that I've coined the three of them. You've obviously got coldzera with major winning experience, Nico, a seasoned vet at this point and a superstar, and then Yanko, who's spent many years on our side of the desk, and he has a great relationship with Nico in that form. So when you have those three together and you bring in the experience of Olaf that we had there and Rain before, well, there was enough voices to go around, right? It was just about refining their approach to the game. They've definitely done that. Spanner in the works with the new boy here, but this feels like a better approach than bringing in another vet who might have different ideas. So I'm confident with this phase, and I'm confident that Nico, with this kind of constellation around him, can be potent. Whether they can win a major or not, well, no one can stop Astralis. So I don't think we should even have that discussion for a little while.
But we were talking about Na'Vi for a while, looking like maybe they would win a major this year. Obviously, it's always the conversation about Simple. This is a player who should already have multiple majors under his belt and yet does not. Chad, you've been quite vocal about the removal of one player in particular and maybe more from the Na'Vi roster. Do you think it would be a little bit hasty to make a roster change while we're still in this online period?
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean a lot of these because we're not getting the results that a team of that caliber probably deserves at this point. But, Frankie, we got the veto on screen. This is just quickly for everybody. Inferno from Faze was that yesterday, but Vertigo... Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you missed this, neither team plays Vertigo. Right? It's their permaban. If you go look at the history on it, Na'Vi have played it once a year ago, and then you've got the other side of things for Faze. They played it a handful of times, but nothing in the most recent version. They ban it first phase almost every single time around. So to see these two guys going toe-to-toe on it, if you're a Counter-Strike fan, you've been watching for years, this is like seeing Na'Vi play on Cache. It's not something that we know what to expect.
Chad. This is absolute madness. Like, normally we talk about Faze a lot, right? We did Road to Rio, we just did EPL. We're always saying like they flirted with Vertigo when it first came in the first iterations of it, but they scared everyone off. They're one of the early adapters and kind of shied away from it, didn't really play it at all. The fact it's coming in first here, that is shocking. And maybe a lot of fun, who knows? We're going to enjoy this one.
Are you enjoying Vertigo since the latest changes, Henry? Because I was slightly upset, to be honest, about the B-site.
Okay, what don't you like about it? Let's go.
Well, I like that I was quite good at holding the B-site before and my terrible low ranked games that we shouldn't really talk about anyway. And now, of course, I feel like it's a lot easier for the teams to approach the B-site. I know in professional play it's actually probably the other way around, but for me, you're actually not enjoying it.
You're dead on there. It is easier for the T's to access it because it's more of a level plane now. It's actually more traditional Counter-Strike in terms of the layout. The CTs don't have as many hidey holes. They don't need to be flushed out as much. The duels are a lot more favourable towards the AKs. We've got the boost going up towards Bs now. I feel like this version of Vertigo is the absolute best we've seen so far. That's saying something. We've had some absolute stinkers. I think the previous iteration sucked. We had the one before that, which is fantastic. I think this is a nice equilibrium of all the different ideas, especially towards middle. Very interested to see how these executions develop. We're seeing a lot of mid-fakes, mid-splits. You can go to both bomb sites. I think that's the most valuable part of the map right now. And we're seeing less of just the straight-up A-contact plays into executions. Although that still exists, it's less of it, which I think is great.
So, Chad, how are you expecting to see a team like Na'Vi take to Vertigo? How are they going to get the best out of Simple? Obviously, G2, Kenias actually can do things with his AWP and Vertigo, but he's kind of the only AWP I think of that can succeed in the map as it currently is.
Yeah, I think with this one here, neither team playing it means there's no homework done. So it's not that they'll be counter-stratting each other's tendencies or approaches to the map. I just think that they could even play spawn based on the CT side if they wanted, right? Just try and lock down early areas, because what we saw yesterday was a lot of T sides taking risks and space, and they were doing these contact heavy plays as well. So for Na'Vi, in terms of the approach to the map, and for Faze actually, you can lump both teams in here. It's almost just approaching this map as what you would do in a pug, because I can't see a world where FaZe were expecting this to be picked, and I can't see a world where Na'Vi have done a whole amount of work on this map unless they've saved it for a moment like this. So I'm excited to see what version of not version of Vertigo, but version of the teams on Vertigo we get going forward here today. But look, this is with the MR12. It's with them testing these maps. It's the same situation. This is an opportunity for them to challenge the conventional wisdom of how they normally go about.
This is like an analyst nightmare.
Yeah.
In fact, we're playing a different format and a map we've never even seen these teams play before. Really difficult to even predict this one for you, Frank. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm leaning towards Faze because of the raw firepower and form we're seeing right now. But you never know. You've got Simple and Electronic, two of the world's best players, popping off on a map like Vertigo. We have no idea on their play style. Boomich, we know he's aggressive across the board on most maps as well. This could be an absolute barn burner of a game, regardless of the result. I think we're going to go the distance. It's going to be fast paced. It's going to be exhilarating. I think that's what's to come.
Well, we're going to be going to Inferno as our first map. We know that FaZe are currently looking very hot on this map, but Na'Vi, they're no strangers to that one. So we'll get into it, I guess, boys. Take it away.
You taking this one, Hank, or am I taking this one, mate? Because we're getting stuck straight in here, and I don't know if you want to do the pistol round, or if
how do you want to do
the pistol round. I might give me the pistol round, all right?
We're doing it like we're swapping each round. Is that a new approach? Chad, you muted yourself there, mate. So I'm going to be taking over.
Get stuck in, Henry.
Here we go then, in toward the B bomb site. It will be Faze rushing things forward. A lot of damage being pushed out. No frags found yet until Brokey. He will be cracking things open in pairs. There's the third kill for Rain, and it looks like we might be done here. Chad, are you with us? Are you ready for this bomb plant?
I'm here now, but I told you I wanted to set the pace, right? So the pace was just going to be quiet until the frags came in. But that wasn't intentional. I didn't mean to mute myself, but we're back underway. Simple has found a kill from the coffin's position. We're back underway. And it's the dynamic duo here. The two big individuals from Na'Vi to retake this site. No defuse kit in play right now. They're going to have to clear all these corners and hit some shots, but Rain says no. He had a mammoth performance yesterday. He's going to deal with Simple, the jumping Glock burst. Excuse me, Rain?
Yeah, so for those that are not aware, the burst fire, not known to be the most efficient way to kill people there, but if you get super close range and you could jump with it as well, can work out. Rain, he managed to post, 18 kills, I think, in the first half of the teams out of Inferno yesterday against G2. Same map here, great start, amazing form from the Norwegian star, but a force by Chad, and I'm seeing something quite special there, something with quite sharp teeth. Have you seen it?
Is it the alligator? Oh,
it's the bloody alligator, and it's out with no armor. I've never seen anything like this in a second round force fight. Never seen anything in all my years. Never seen this before.
It's a good spot for it on the balcony, right? So the position that he's playing with it is at least one where he can use it to his advantage. And it's a bit hard of him to be harassed and naded and pushed back from there.
True.
We do have the early exchange of utility over towards Banana, and Boomich not at Sandbag, so this is a nice change.
Oof. Well, this is all very exciting. You're right about that. Boomich does, for anyone who's not aware, he likes to get towards the sandbags position almost every single round. Now, we have called him out about maybe 50 times for this whole thing. I feel like his team might have reeled him in a little bit. We'll certainly see some of it. I don't want to see as much. Once we get into this commitment from FaZe. They're getting towards the top of middle here. Smokes down towards Arch side. It's going to be a very methodical approach. You can see them just working together. Sending in the SMGs first. 3 MAC-10s, couple of AK-47s. Plenty to work with here. As we said, the Moto smoke. Rain will just be in position ready to throw that. Suggests they'll be finishing up towards A. But as I say that, we can see the MAC-10's position towards B. Nico, he'll just be showing some presence here towards the A side of things. Trying to go for one kill. If he can find it, great. If he goes down, he's detected this 4-man stack.
This is the vintage money man, as we used to call it back in Australia. Going on in, seeing what he can get done, and that should be the opening onto the B bomb site right now. Flamey's going to do his best to delay. Flash will come on out. It's good, and that's a fantastic headshot there. He will sit back now and wait for his teammates to catch on up, because Na'Vi have the number advantage.
Yeah, this is actually going all sorts of wrong for FaZe, but still they have the advantage in my opinion. We are going to see Bimas take care of Flaming there towards Ruins, and they haven't recovered much yet. Bear in mind, Electronic with that shotgun, he has no armor. Rain with the heavy artillery, AK-47, should be able to get a couple of kills there. There's the first. Boomich should be dropped. Perfecta, I think your days are numbered, my friend. He'll be sitting back. No kits, of course, as Electronic starts to encroach towards the bomb site, but its logical conclusion coming through, and it'll be sticking the landing. Hold on a second, Chad. Well, you had a couple of kills there from Simple and Perfecto, but still, it will be Rain to close things out. 3 kills in that round as well, 6 in the last 2. Closer than you'd like to see, but will we see a force buy again? Chad, you're a financial expert. You've got to come in on this.
Yeah, look, it's a difficult time to be monitoring the economy, Henry. And now with
volatile.
MR, which stands for max rounds 12, which means first to 13 wins. Now, if you force buy in the second round in the traditional version of Counter-Strike that you'd be seeing every single day of the week,
sure,
you get away with it because there's a lot more rounds to play with here. But there is a bunch more emphasis now if you do lose that second round force buy. It makes that round a lot more intense. Just the idea to invest or to take a save. Now, because they've made that investment in the previous, they will have to go down to the full eco right now. A little bit of pistol upgrade across the board, but nothing too scary. No alligators out this time. And Faze, well, Nico, he's going to be money-manning around with the Deagle this time. No MAC-10 in hand. coldzera will have that. 3 AKs for Brokey, BMAS, and Rain. But now they can just regroup and execute as a squad. They just have to avoid a stack.
Yeah. I'm getting a little bit worried. You can see Nico once again being thrown in towards the bomb side, trying to sell what he can here. As an Eagle only, throws the smoke down towards Coffins. There's one down towards CD spawn as well. They're trying to sell whatever they can. It actually will be the final commitment as the AK start to rotate in as well. Then that's with the speculative shots towards Coffins. All the damage inflicted towards Boomage here. It's the P250 that could cause damage. It does. Oh my goodness, the double kill from Flamey. It's another exciting round here. He's still alive and kicking. He might be able to find one more if he can. They're still in the round, but for now, 3 versus 2. Electronic and Perfecto, no armor, and both with 5-7s in hand here. Looks like things have calmed down, Chad, but still getting quite scary out there. Surely he's going to keep the modest going forward. The money pretty low for Faze.
Yeah, and this is the thing. Every single gun in CSGO is viable at this point, right? So even the low-buy pistols with no armor behind them are able to strike if you're in the right place at the right time. And now, well, there was a chance. The dink came on in. Brokey will stay alive. I heard the dink. I was like, but they get mopped on up there. And Na'Vi will be down 0-3 now. This is the map choice of Faze as we'll be moving into the first gun round. The buys are coming on through. No AWP out for Simple on the first gun round, but there is an AUG in play. Whose AUG is this?
Whose AUG is this? Now, if you do get that reference, consider yourself a Counter-Strike aficionado. You don't, look it up, educate yourself, because it's an important part of Counter-Strike tapestry, I would say. Either way, let's get back into round number 4. We'll go back to the homework later. It's going to be the first real gun round here. The AUG is out, and Flamey is getting stuck in. It's aggressive. We said they like it. Now he's actually segregated. 1 HP behind the flames there, Chad. How is he still alive and kicking? The grenade surely takes him down. How is he going still? He'll get back out of there, and here comes the covering fire from Boomage. It's a rescue mission, and the operation is successful.
And the thing is, they have absolutely no idea how much damage they've just done to Flamey. They have no idea that on the B bomb site, he is on 1 HP. Well, he's not even on B anymore. He's actually rotated all the way over towards A. So Faze, after losing banana control, they've thought better of this. They're using utility towards quad, and now they have to deal with electronic in that AUG.
They really do. This is getting all sorts of troublesome here. Damage being exchanged across the board. We have got Brokey down to 6, Flamey just on 1, and for now to be Faze just posturing towards middle, but once again focusing towards B. They've had great success on that side of the map here. Just one player remains, and that's Boomage. Fortunately for him, he has the smoke still, as you can see, 99 HP sitting in towards CT spawn. He wants to drop that smoke, ideally around like the 35-second mark, but he's going to feel pressure before that. He's going to have to just hear a sound cue, deploy the smoke. He needs a rotation, and that's the sound he needed. The sound comes to smoke. It will buy some time. It might dissuade them. They still have 40 seconds here to coordinate their final attack. 3 smokes remain. And I guess with 30 seconds now, Chad, that's why we say 30 seconds is the most idyllic time to throw the smoke, because there's still time for them to reposition for this B play.
Yeah, and the problem is, look at the radar in your top left there. They're so committed to this A bomb site. If they take down Boomage, it's all over. They might even have to save.
Oh, he's got himself just a 1. They lined up for 2. But I feel you're dead on, Chad. There's no way you can go for this. But in MR12, you don't have as many rounds to save. That's one of the big talking points of this format. But there's absolutely no chance going for this, is there? There's not even a conversation to be had.
No, and they didn't go for any info. They just sat frozen in sight, quite scared, expecting an execute to come on through. So the fact that they hold on to, or most likely hold on to 4 rifles, I don't think Faze would be too keen to chase after the damage that were done in the previous. That should mean that we get a gun round going forward. But this conversation that we want to have, and I really want to continue to reiterate for this. If you're a Counter-Strike fan and you just enjoy watching Strike fan and you're here for the story and the flow, we're going to try and show you the importance behind some of these buys and decisions. Now, we can't expect MR15 and the way that that format is approached to just be cookie cutter with MR12. That's never going to be the case. There has to be different levels in decision making, maybe different buy patterns, maybe different guns have to be purchased at different times. That's everything that we're going to be exploring here. But as we mentioned, there will be another gun round right now from Na'Vi. They got banana control just then. That was easy, right? I know Flamey just survived, but it was still relatively easy. They weren't pressured that much.
we don't see the AWP just yet. I feel like that could be another big talking point of the CT economy in MR12. You might not see many AWPs. Like, if you're having a rough game like this, you're saving a lot of weapons, you're distributing out the cash, you're constantly forcing back into these rounds. It'll be difficult to build up enough to even go for a double orb setup. We'll see what they can do here. Tried the aggression towards B in the previous round as we enter round number 5 here. Jumping across towards middle. Simple looks like he fancies the fight, thinking better of it. Decides to reel it in. And just looking over towards B. Boomich especially, Chad. He's not towards the sandbags. He has changed up his methodology here. Normally, every single round he'd see him at sandbags. So, learning his lesson somewhat from previous interactions. And here comes Nico, looking for the first kill towards middle. A tantalizing battle here. Simple and Nico. A highlighted matchup here. And Simple, he's still up for this one, even after taking a nade to the face.
Oh, he had to stay because Perfecto and Electronic were close as well. Nico will deal with them, and he'll grab another. That's A completely shut down here in Faze.
Nice.
Well, guess what? The A bomb site's theirs. The bomb will go down, and Na'Vi, they probably have to save again.
They are thriving in this environment. This is a really good-looking Faze. They looked exactly the same yesterday against G2 and Inferno. Their T side is just impeccable right now. Their individual form, you can see them just kind of tightly attached to each other like zip lines, Chad. Hooked onto each other, making sure the trade potential is always at its absolute maximum. That was a beautiful setup from Na'Vi, and it's completely shut down there from Faze. Really nice work.
And look at Rain again. That was his first death. We're 5 rounds in. Rain's only died once. He's up to 9 kills. Yesterday, you would have heard us mentioning he was able to put up a haul on Inferno as well. And they even think they want to chase on this one.
They can justify that, right?
They can definitely go for 1 or 2 guns. That's no worries.
This is when it will really start to hurt them as well. They need to hold on to this maximum loss bonus. Saving 2 rifles does enable 1 more buy. If they lose one of these, they're actually down to partial buy territory. So 1 kill, that's all they need to find. It looks like they'll hold on to both weapons. So that does mean Na'Vi get another full buy here. There'll be a couple of compromises, but here comes the AWP. We're going to see Symbol have to come online. Now, Chad, we both know it. He has to go for a big kill here. He can't sit back in a turret sort of style. It's not his character. He needs to go for something big. He needs to make a statement. He's got a decent spawn over towards the B side here. I'm interested to see if he goes for it. I've already built this one up. Let's see if it comes through. But if I'm Simple right now, I'm saying, boys, check this out. I'm going for a big play. And he's got that spawn. Here we go.
Rain's bought a P90, so let's see how this one all pans on out, shall we?
I think the P90's got some legs to it. If it had a higher kill reward, I'd say it's a viable weapon. The fact it's more expensive, it's actually really... I was about to swear. No more swearing, Henry. It's a really good weapon. And we'll see Simple fall back.
Yeah, we're going to have to have a swear jar here, Henry.
I've got to put 20 quid in.
Okay, all right. That's all right. Oh, the nade right onto Rain. 42 points of health remaining, and into pit they go. Electronic might be able to get on the board here. He strikes late. 2 fall. The bomb drops. And now, Brokey and BMAS, they've got a lot of work to do.
They really do. We don't see that all come out again, and it actually works out for Electronic. Back to a more traditional setup of the M4A4. Double kill found. One of the Prince of Pits, and we'll see now if he can close things out. It's going to be a 4 versus 1. BMAS will be towards the hay bales, but his options really are limited. If he can get himself a couple of kills, that's great. There still is money for Faze buying going forward, but every incision he can make now towards an RV would be valuable.
Who would be in the Prince of Pitt's royal family, do you think, Henry?
Twists has definitely been in there.
Okay, yeah.
He's been fantastic. And who was it? Magisk, of course. Magisk is definitely in there. He's probably... Breeze is a great shout, yeah.
Maybe could be more like... I was going to say jester, but he's not a jester by any means, is he?
No.
I don't really know the tiers when it comes to the royal.
Because we used to have the King of Banana, right? So that's why I thought the Prince of Pitt.
Yeah.
So
I like it. Is it only on Inferno that you can be part of the royal family?
I think so. It's a regal map, and it deserves everything we can throw at it, to be honest with you. So send in your ideas. Maybe we can have a boss of Boiler.
Yeah, we can rework a couple of spots.
So we'll get into the next round here. Lovely stuff from Na'Vi.
We're halfway. Just
that is a good point.
Max rounds 12. That means 12 rounds per half. We are halfway.
Halfway point has been called. The yellow flag has been waved. And we'll be getting into round number 7 here. Faster pace potentially from Rain especially. A couple of flashes towards middle.
No P90.
Response and no P90, Chad. The Faze are certainly guilty. We can both say that, right? When they get ahead of themselves, they do make some interesting decisions, whether it be throwing away huge advantages or maybe buying P90s. Whether it was a mistake or not, time will tell, but certainly an interesting one.
Yeah, look, if it paid off, he would have been an absolute genius, wouldn't he, old Rain? But now, they're at top and middle. They've got full control of both banana and top mid. This is Oh, not the place you want to be if you're on the CT side of Inferno. And the reason I say that is you now have no information even on where the attack could be coming through. You hear all these footsteps, you hear the flashes, you hear the spam, you hear the posturing, but you're not certain what's on the other side.
The good news is now for Na'Vi, they've got the best setup you could probably have in Inferno. We talked about this. MR12 could be a problem with the finances getting into a double AWP setup. Well, after winning one round, they've got exactly that. A couple of AKs in their ranks as well. Rain spots one player there towards Arch side, but it's all towards B. As we do see the final commitment from Faze. Boomich stuck in towards first oranges. Bimas seems to know exactly where he is. Are they going to commit to the swing? He'll come out. He's got himself a nice shot there. Good work from Boomich. Very reeled in, I have to say. This is looking much better for him. He does go down eventually to the hands of Nico, but Perfecto, he's actually in CT spawn.
Yeah.
That's allowing Flamey just to be alone with that secondary AWP stuck in ruins, Chad.
Rain did a fantastic job of potentially selling that gap, but now for Faze, the bomb's not down. They only have one flash to deal with. Now, it's
Double
a 4v4. It's not an easy retake by any means. Na'Vi are going to have to hit some bangers of shots.
I say for Faze, they might want to consider going for ruins here with the flashbang they've got and just getting control. Either way, here comes Flamey, trying to make his way forward. And again, 2 AWPs in this retake, it just doesn't look possible. With a smoke, maybe. But I think you've got to save these weapons. And Brokey, he's got to get at least one here. Lovely shot from him, spots the second. And now Flamey, he's on an island. He'll be dropped. And this is a nightmare. They shouldn't have really had anything to do with this round on the double AWPs. And you can see how detrimental that was in the retake there, even with no utility. It was very easy there for Faze, Chad.
Yeah, but I guess one of the positives, if we want to look to whatever silver lining we can for Na'Vi, is that they are going to get the 2,900 going into this round, which means another buy will be available.
Another buy for sure.
Yeah, and Simple doesn't even have to drop if he doesn't want to. He can keep his money up so he can keep that AWP coming on forward. But at this point here, they have to buy and they have to start taking some map territory. Yeah. You can't be giving up banana and middle.
I suppose at this point as well, they have to go for rounds. That's why they're going for that sort of play. Sure, it's unlikely with the double AWPs, but like you said, it's all money going forward. Need rounds on the board at this point, well past the halfway point. As we'll see the buy come through. The MP9 is out. The sewing machine. He'll have to stitch something together towards B. Boomich looking to get aggressive, Chad. Surely this is the moment he wants to get stuck in there. He knows he has to. We need a big performance from the in-game leader here. He gets himself to the sandbags, tucks himself in. That's what we'd like to see. Let's go for it, Boomich. What have you got? First grenade comes in. Here we go.
You know they can just rinse and repeat and see if anybody's home. And with that flash and a simple little spam, that's probably all he will be getting, because if he overstays for too much longer, he might get isolated. Now, we can see there's 3 players who were over towards B. They're now rotating Perfecto back. But in the meantime, Rain, he's come out Boiler. He's taking down Electronic. That just leaves the one man.
That was actually through the gap as well from the boiler towards apartment. You can see his kneecap through the smoke. That's a bit of a cheesy frag for Rain to pick up there, but one he'll take all day long. 5 on 4. Electronic, the Prince of Pit, has been removed, dethroned as we go for a mid approach here. You can still see 2 players from Na'Vi over towards B, but luckily Perfecto stepping up his 2nd kill of the map so far. Simple still with the AWP. Guaranteed kill for him. He doesn't miss those. And he's got a few more on the plate as well. Looking for his 3rd. Simple starting to wake up now, but still, it's going to be up to Brokey to try and bring this one back in their favor. P250 has drawn the perfect weapon to take that Perfecto. Low HP. No. Could find Boomich as well. I think he gets his kill, Chad. Looking for the quick scope now. And this is where Brokey shines. If he can show us another clutch here, it would be absolutely fantastic. 2 versus 1 right now. Pressure is on. Time to work with. Smoke deployed. And this is where he can do something with this.
This smoke is huge. He has a gap. Does he know another player's close? Brokey playing around. He's isolated. He's got Boomich. It's a one-on-one. Can he get Flamey? Brokey. He's done it. And has he broken Na'Vi here? This is nuts.
The young boy wonder of Faze, showing us why he's regarded one of the hottest prospects in CSGO right now. Add another clutch to the pile. 7-1. Brokey is a star. That is fantastic. There we have it. 7-1. Faze are on absolute fire right now. This was the opening kill, Chad. Through the gap. Rain, he created that opening, but oh my god, did Brokey, he closed it right down. Amazing scene from Simple as well. Wow, what a round.
And this is 7-1 now. At this point, the half is, well, almost over. Na'Vi have no choice but to invest. Simple with that extra cash as the AWP out again. It's partial investment for the rest of the boys. Max loss bonus to play with. They really need to start posting a couple of rounds here. That Molotov is not going to help Boomich whatsoever. They'll pull out one of his own to make sure he can't be pushed, but it's 3 men over towards the B-bomb site yet again.
Bloody hell. This one is starting to warm up. Sure, it's a 7-1 game, but I'm still very excited. Another play from Simple. The AWP is out. 2 kills for Na'Vi found. And once again, a 5 versus 3, but we know the form Faze is showing right now, they can certainly bring this round back in their favor. Perfecto might be caught out of position here, trying to rotate over towards Library. Coldzera spotting from the apartments here. It comes down to the minutiae here. And there it is, the shot from Rain, cracking it open. The double kill found once again. How is he finding this form? This is unbelievable. 3-on-3. The Orb's still up for Simple here. Do they fancy this? You got the AK-47s, a smoke. They need this round, Chad, but still, it doesn't look good.
I don't even know. They have to go for it. They don't have a choice at this point. They have to start going for a couple of these rounds.
Damn.
Oh, no. Another smoke now over towards the arch side. Simple held at bay for another 20 seconds. There is a slight gap, however, so there is a chance, and there's a smoke in Flamey's hands to work with. He gets this kill. We could be onto something.
We have to. Flashbang. Boomich will avert his gaze for now, and here comes the shot through the smoke. Rain, another perfect position for him. Broky's starting to light them up, and this is just a bloodbath now. Na'Vi getting absolutely wrecked here on Inferno. 8-1. Na'Vi will have Simple saving the orb once again. You can see he's hitting the shots, but it's not quite enough here. No one's stepping up. But Rain, he certainly is. Broky goes down, but he dies a hero. Another round on the board here for the international squad. Round number 10 coming through. Maximum loss bonus still there, Chad. Another buy available with the saved weapons, but still they can't get over the finish line.
The scoreboard in MR12 looks ridiculous, right? Broky at the moment has 13. Rain has 14. BMAS has 1 kill. Nico has 4, and Cold has 1. And they're currently winning 8-1. So just Rain and Broky alone are single-handedly tearing Na'Vi apart.
Yeah. Whew. One thing I'll say as well, checking in that utility damage, towards Banana, we have obviously Boomich and Flamey. Between them, they've got less than 200 damage there, suggesting they're not actually doing much at all, and Faze Clan are not giving them that damage, any sort of openings there in terms of the utility. So not having a massive showing. Once again, chat, they're right back in the bomb site. They have changed their approach up towards B significantly. This is like night and day to what we saw on the road to Rio.
Yeah, they've realized that they might need to be a little bit more passive because of how, well, good the other team's utility can be. But if you can't get banana control and you can't maintain top mid control, you're up a creek, and not a good one. And
certainly not.
Definitely don't have a paddle, and you're probably not even in a boat. So at this point, if I'm Na'Vi, Inferno is flying by. We only have 3 rounds left within this first half. They have to start putting some on the board. The max loss bonus, right? The 3,400 will continue to tick along if they lose these rounds. So they will have potent buys until the end of the half here. They just need to get some rounds on the board. That's what it comes down to at this point. It's not just about getting the kills. It's not even about being able to buy. Oh, dear.
Those are the nades.
Who threw that one? Was that Nico?
Yeah, it looked like it.
Oh,
nasty Nico throwing one in, and that's going to be Boomer. Shot does deliver from Simple, but only in the wing of Rain there. Down to 19 points of health. Still a 5-on-5 for now, but still things looking very complicated. Perfecto smoked out.
Where are they going?
Job Simple. It looks like they're setting up some sort of boost. Comms a little bit scrambled, I would say, right now. Not sure where to position Simple. He's actually in transition between Banana and the A side, but here comes the commitment once again. Electronic from the pit this time. He sits by the hay bale. So much pressure coming his direction here. Players above him. He rises to the occasion. First is his. Perfecto, you need at least one here, kid. We need to see a kill. There is time available to deny the plant. Is it enough? Did they take the bomb down? I think they... Oh, not quite. It's going to be a 4-on-2. Another chance now for a clutch. And it's the boy wonders. Bimas and Broky. Double B combo, Chad. Are you believing?
Oh dear, if anyone's going to pull it off, it could be these youngsters. There's a flash to work with on both sides, but that's about it. 2 defuse kits in play. Oh, that's a huge kill. Surely not. Surely Broky doesn't win this.
Yeah, but he does. He wins these, Chad, but there it is. Finally, Na'Vi will have a clean round on the board there. 8-2, but still, it didn't feel like it was going to go well for them. It's a final A execution there from Faze Clan, and it did look very good for them, but Electronic changing his position up there. Not in the pit this time. Opening frag towards the hay bales. Took a lot of aggro in his spot, enabling rotation to come through. Perfecto could find a couple, and there we have it.
Hold up. Look at Faze's money, Henry. I know the viewers at home can't see that right now because we're showing them some lovely highlights. But they have to now take a partial investment at this stage of the game after being up 8-1.
Well, this kind of personifies the whole rubber banding thing.
Yeah.
I suppose in the whole MR15, and this is the system where if we were an MR15 8-2, this would be converted to an 8-7, right? That's what the whole situation. This kind of really encapsulates the problem with MR15. Regardless, let's get into it. The rush towards B could be working out. Boomich will find 2, but that might not be enough here. It's going to be a 3 versus 3. Rifles recover. They've still got the incendiary and an HE. Of course, no smoke, but they are across and Simple trying to wait for these rotations. Bimas, we haven't seen much from him. Like I said, I consider him a supportive rifler. Want to see him step up, show me that he can be a star player as well. Holding towards the ruins. Incendiary, that could be spot on here. Buys him 7 seconds. Denies access towards the bomb site. Still with the Incendiary themselves. Not sure what this one's being thrown to towards Banana. I like that. Flashbangs to be delivered as well. 3 versus 3. Here comes the retake. Bimas, what have you got for us, kid? AK-47 in hand, and here comes the first shot. Spots the shadows. He baited out, though. It's an old classic move, and Perfecto comes out on top. It's looking very good for Na'Vi now. Brokey once again another cut! And that was the chance, the shot. It looked good to me, and if there wasn't a kill available, I think he wins it. Perfecto just about wins the round there. But chat, the B-rush, the Tech 9, is coming back into fashion.
Yeah, BMAS got the 2 openings right there as they steamrolled up Banana, but it was the duel with Perfecto, so the 2 newer boys on each team having that little fight right there, and unfortunately for BMAS, unable to convert, got baited by the Shadow. Perfecto there showing his little bit more experience, I suppose. And that was the kill right there that cemented the round for Na'Vi. So they've got 3 on the board. They can still walk away with a 4th round here. And look, as we move forward, if Faze, I want to see if Faze lose the CT pistol if they decide to force buy in the second, because that's something we need to kind of monitor a bit more, right? We need some more information, some more data before we can really, truly know how this system is going to work.
Absolutely agree. It's a fast-paced round here, Chad. The old pop flash explosion towards middle. Perfecto spots it. He's falling back. He's reacted very well. He's done no damage, sure, but he's held them off. You can see they can't pounce towards the bomb site here. They wanted to go for a fast wrap towards the site. They have to completely change their approach now. That one incendiary thrown, you can see denied everything. There's no quick kill. Rain can't crack things open. And we'll see it just slow down a little bit here. Put the brakes on. Fall back, pump the gas. As they go back towards B, it looks like to be the full execution. They still have 2 smokes. You'd expect to see one towards Coffins and CT Spawn, but Boomage, aggressive as usual. He will be dropping that flash.
No more nades.
Calling for the rotations, and you're dead on there. We're going to see just 1 smoke remaining for Simple, and he's on the other side of the map right now. Boomage boosted up, but completely flashed here. He'll hold his breath and hope for the best. He needs at least 2 kills. The first will be his. The second will deliver as well, but Perfecto through the smoke. Boomage stepping up here, and this is the last round for number 4. Can Na'Vi do it? Brokey, once again, 3 versus 1, but surely no chance. The Molotov will allow him to plant, but he's only got 10 points of health. Needs a couple of kills here.
There's no way that Brokey wins this. This low HP, his position, sure, they don't have any nades to work with, but they should trade him out very easily. He's going to get taken out by Simple. The defuse will come on through. And that's going to be 8-4 at the half in favor of FaZe Clan on their map choice here. So you're joining us for the Gamers Without Borders charity event for CSGO. We got 2 million worth of prizes here for the teams to give to their charity of choice. We had, it was G2 went down yesterday in the game that we did to FaZe, and their money went to UNICEF, Henry. I saw that today on Instagram.
Absolutely.
Jax Brony.
Yeah, regardless of playing in the tournament, they're guaranteed to have $100,000, correct? So this is a fantastic competition, and we're seeing some amazing Counter-Strike as well. I said it was going to be emphatic and exciting, Chad. You can't say that didn't deliver. You can't sit there and say that wasn't a good half.
We haven't had any of these bleed out into the last kind of 20-second rounds, right? It's been a lot more punchy. People have taken a few more risks. Obviously, with those risks, we lose some of the fundamentals that we preach very, very hard on the analyst desk side of things, but also you need to weigh up the excitement value with the entertainment in play and also the core fundamentals of the game here. I feel like we're still getting some eco rounds coming into play. We're still getting clutch rounds.
And the thing is, the eco rounds seem like a big deal because like the weight on them now, imagine if you win an eco round in MR12, the weight of that, like it actually goes back to the old school way of it being a really significant round, not just like one you expect, oh, they normally win a round of Deagles or whatever. In an MR12 format, we don't see many ecos. That's a huge deal. And that was super hype when they rushed towards B of the Tech 9s. It felt like it was a really significant moment of the game. Either way, Na'Vi back on their feet. You have to say that. Sure, it's not looking good for them, but 4 rounds towards the end there, they managed to get 3 in a row. We'll go towards the T side. Not looking good, no one's saying that, but if they win the pistol, they might be back on something here. Flamey with the P250 and Simple as well.
Oh, they've gone straight down middle, and the P250 has already opened things up. A is open for business for Na'Vi this time round, and I'm curious to see what Faze's retake situation is going to look like, because for them, they don't have any map territory. They got Banana. It wouldn't... One second. Cold may have heard you then, Henry. I think he wants a shot in this round. They have to deal with Simple first, who's fighting 2 players who have pushed straight down Banana. The P250 in the positional off angle here that he's gone with. It could be enough, but they're past his line of sight. Simple takes down BMAS, and, well, unfortunately for Brokey, it's such a difficult fight. Does he deal with Simple? That's going to melt away seconds on the clock. Flamey takes him out anyway, and now it's just Cold Zero. Here's the thing, Henry. Na'Vi now, if they convert, if FaZe buy and they convert, we're back at an 8-7 score.
Yeah.
As quick as that. As quick as that.
We saw Yanko tweet about that yesterday, right? He saw that the weight of the pistol rounds is very significant in MR12. If you win the pistol and convert, you're off to a flyer, right? We saw FaZe do that in the first half. Had a great start there. It took Na'Vi 6 or 7 rounds to even get into the game. So 8-5, and Na'Vi, they must win pistol. They deliver, but surely The force bar will be coming out now. We know Faze kind of love this traditionally. Desert Eagles across the board. Got themselves 4 smokes. We've got Brokey, of course, the AWPer. Doesn't invest as heavily. Still got $1,000. So we'll see what they can do. We're going to try and treat it like a gun run to the best of their ability. Interesting that Bimas went for the HE instead of the smoke. And Rain, he'll go down at the very start there.
Yeah, the nade is not something we will be seeing be purchased in too much. You know, the smoke is a lot more powerful because you can hold them behind it as a bit of a force field. But Bimas here, up close and personal, will grab Flamey. Can he get another? Damage done to Electronic. That's good. That'll be communicated. Cold knows that there's another player here, and if he can get this shot, might have to think better of the headshot angle at this point. So smoke out towards top middle. At this point, I think the teams will just cool it off, feel each other out, make sure they don't rush into any silly decisions. Yeah,
Na'Vi needs to be very careful here. Sure, they have the man advantage, but as you saw there, the Deagle, it has a very high damage output, especially at close range there. Double kill, certainly on the agenda for Bimas. Gets 1.5. Electronic down to 49. And they go for the apartments pounce here. They can do a contact play. That smoke is very good. Like, that was a moment there for Na'Vi to choose. They could have ran through it, but with 1 minute on the clock, really would have been a bad move. So they'll fall back here. Nico, he has got a great amount of information. That's a good spot, actually, because they can't actually get back here. They're going to have to flush this one out. If he drops a smoke, knowing they're coming back any second here, this could be powerful, but it looks like he's committing for the kills instead. But that's a lot of intel. He's had them go towards A, so they'll be ready. He can push behind them now.
If he gets a kill here, this could be everything. Nico, he's...
great shot.
That's simple too. He's just taken down the most potent player, but now it's through mid to B. They know where the gap is. This is great thinking on the feet here from Na'Vi. They're going to get into the B bomb site for free. They're going to be able to get that down and set up their post-plant situation here. So things are looking very good for Na'Vi.
Yeah, good smoke down there as well. So that's Nico. Sure, he pushed towards B. There is a gap there, Chad, but luckily, Electronic, he deals with it. Can he be spotted at all? I think so. The time was incredibly low there. The bomb will be planted regardless. Nico gets him. 3 versus 2.
No way. Boomich. He's taken down Nico, but this is just all through Banana, the retake. Boomich is stuck towards the triple bucks at the back of the site. Perfecto over towards Coffins. The crossfire is potent, but they need to hit some shots here.
Yeah, I feel like they're fine, though. Looks like enough damage has been put out at this stage for Na'Vi to cleanly close out this round. It's just called Zera now. I say just as Desert Eagle is pulled out, but no time to defuse at this point. A great effort there. Nico... unfortunately for him, that kill down towards the bottom of the middle, it was the unraveling as well as their entry to the round as well, because they know if he's pushed down there, he's scored the B's clear. He kills on him towards top of the middle. As you mentioned, simple. They're towards the arch side. They threaded the needle there. Perfect call. Thinking on their feet, as you mentioned. Once they get in towards B, should have been a clean round there, but a couple of questionable smokes. Obviously, they were delivered on the fly. That gap, if Nico denies the bomb, that could have been everything.
Yeah, I was curious about that gap. I didn't actually look at our monitor that has the HUD that everybody else is looking at. I wasn't sure if that was his own smoke that he had thrown to potentially go towards CT spawn, knowing him.
No, it was Na'Vi were aware of him being there, so they just chucked one on the fly just to try and get the bomb down because the time was so low. I think they just chucked it as they were running it.
Perfect stuff there. So, well, Faze will go for another partial investment here. We've got Deagle's Mac 10, Cold Zero's hands obviously carried across. Zeus for Rain. Okay, he saw the head of Rain. Rain's out of the equation. This one here, caller done. There shouldn't be too much left in the round. Even though the Cold Zero has the armor and the Mac 10, he can maybe get 1. 2 would be great. But after that, Na'Vi, they're back in it, Henry. Look at the scoreline. It's going to be 8-7.
Absolutely true, but here's Cold Zero. Good for 1 and $600 extra. So that's still significant. They could go into a double upset if they really want to do. I don't think they will. And here we go. With that in mind, Chad, who do you think will be taking over like the double AWPing role? We saw Olaf on a lot of maps, like Mirage, for example, using that secondary AWP. We know Nico uses it on Dust too. Do you see it kind of evolving further than that?
I think they'll kind of be happy to not have to worry about if Olaf wants to use it, right? Because Brokey getting that role given to him on the T side, we saw a lot more from him. On certain maps, he had to share it with people on the CT sides. They'll probably say the same when Nico wants to AWP, he's going to get his key positions. But I think Brokey will be given a lot more responsibility potentially going forward. So that might be nice.
I think the way he's playing right now, you can see he really is getting better week on week in terms of experience, decision making. And here we go, Rain. He's getting aggressive there through the smoke. He'll find Perfecto right at the bottom of Banana there. 5 versus 4. Nice opening damage as well. Boomich and Simple to swallow that grenade. I didn't have the observer key on again there, Chad, so I'm sorry for talking over a bit of the action.
That's all good. It was only a mild piece of action.
I apologize, Rush, for ruining your craft as well. I'm sure it was beautiful.
He alley-ooped, you know, Rain pushed on out, got a freebie right there. Wasn't anything too crazy.
All right, well, Let's get back into the action. Here we go, Rain. Waiting with the smoke. He is solo towards B after finding that big kill. He's got the AK-47 now, feeling confident with the smoke available that he can force them over towards A. And he's certainly doing a good job so far. Simple, taking matters into his own hands like he usually does. And that shot, oof! Bimas rightly falls back here. It's going to be 1 kill for Electronic, but that's all they've found so far. And in terms of map control, Chad, they are spread out. One towards middle, apartment to B. They can't really do anything with this.
Yeah, I think as well, if Boomich can get to the top of Banana for free like this, you might be considering, hey boys, let's come back, let's try our luck here.
So here's Rain, like we said, 35 seconds, that's ideal. There's no way anyone can push. If they do, he's got himself a couple of kills, he'll be happy. Just to hold that for now, but it's still, we're going to have a rotation.
Yeah, the rotation is great. So they've already got 2 on each side. This is looking fantastic for FaZe. They should be able to deal with anything. Oh, the timing!
Hold on! This could get a little bit spicy now. Rain is getting under pressure there towards the new boxes. Still a 4 versus 3. Damage done. Rain sees 1 kill here, and it should be absolutely fine. It's going to be the bomb having to be planted with 5 seconds remaining here. No chance. That's the rounds. Good stuff from Rain. Fantastic effort there. Sure, it's a close one. It's expensive for FaZe, but if they're first on the board in the second half, 3-1 overall here. And there's still a buy for Na'Vi, but still very close. There was a window for Na'Vi.
Yeah, and if Na'Vi planted the bomb, there would have definitely been a buy for everybody across the board, right? So for them here, they're having to drop AWPs, they're having to ask a couple of questions and talk about this one. But because they were able to build that little bit of a bank off the first 3 rounds, they've given themselves an opportunity to get back in this one here. So 19 kills for Simple, 14 for Boomich. All 3 other players of Na'Vi currently yet to hit the 10 mark. We're going to get back underway here with round number 17. Cold0 will be flushing them into position towards top Banana. Brokey dealing towards top middle. And that's a big opening right there. So this duel in Banana is going to be an important one. Boomich, we're used to him pushing on the CT side. This is Rain getting all the action.
Yeah, he was blind through smoke, the headshot, a wall bang. There's all sorts going on there. Big kill from Boomich at the bottom of T steps. Cold0 trying to make up for it now. See him pushing down towards the smoke. And here we go.
They might even consider aggressing here as soon as any footsteps are heard over towards that A bomb site, because right now we can see if he was to push, there's only one player, that's Perfecto, dealing with his position. That deep smoke as well that's just come on in will be communicated that from far away, and on that cue they'll be taking top mid control, so they're trying to keep the CTs honest as well. Flash over the top, BMAS here in a very pivotal position. He's got to get a couple from the pit. You need 2 if you're going to be the pit anchor. It's a very big position.
Yep, absolutely true. And for now, still a 5 on a 4. Lots of damage inflicted there. Good incendiary. It converts the kill. And wow, Simple. Great positioning as well. They are going to have a 4 versus 3. 40 seconds remaining. Boomich in towards Arch. And they're getting towards B here. It looks like the wrap towards A still could be on the agenda. Flamey there towards the apartments. And Bimas, is he going to be done for? That's a great angle from Flamey. Doesn't pull the trigger, though. He's got the kill, surely.
Oh, he's actually tucked into the site. Flamey might think he's lost him, and BMAS has been able to turn around and take Flamey down. Simple might take down Brokey, but now it's the A attack. BMAS, what do you got?
Yeah, he's got to step up here, Chad. They're going to line up for him as well. First couple of kills, and he gets nothing. That was a big moment there for Bimas. If he gets 2 kills, the round's probably theirs. Nico, he's realised there's absolutely no chance of winning this round. He'll start to fall back, and there we have it. It's going to be another round on the board here for Na'Vi, taking their total in the second half. That's 4-1. The T-side's looking very potent for both teams here. Nico will be hunting the map for any salvageable bits of utility. He's got a Molotov and a flashbang so far. Loss bonus building up right now, but the money just not there for them.
Yeah, we know that the T-side economy is a little bit more potent with the way that it works since the change. So before, obviously, the hard resets coming in is what could screw both teams, and we would see double ecos, etc. But with that in play right here, with the fewer rounds, right, you're not going to sit on that max loss bonus for as long, and even if you do and you're not able to win rounds, you're still being given opportunities, right? So I'm investigating this, I'm thinking about it, I'm casting, I'm doing it all at the same time. One of the keynotes that I'm noticing here is for the CT side economy where it is harder to buy, it feels like if they're unable to win the initial fights in the gun round's almost done. They almost, like, especially on a map like Inferno, it seems like it's very difficult for them to get back into it with how well prepared everybody is. Because if you watch the micro maneuvers that all these teams do now, they're not just wide swinging into an area. There's always a flash, or there's a jiggle peek for a teammate, or there's some kind of combo lined up that they've pre-discussed, predetermined. And that's what's making Counter-Strike at this high level so interesting to watch. But as we get back underway, it's that save rifle for Nico and a couple of deagles. What do you think, Henry? You think they got
well, we have got a Zeus out on the pitch as well, so I am interested to see what Brokey can do with that. The M4 for Nico, always going to be dangerous. I assume he'll be over towards B right now, and indeed he is. He'll be joining Rain. They've got a smoke, a flashbang, and maybe an alley-oop play could be coming through, because the Electronics fire off shots there to shroud the sound of Flamey jumping up, so they're not really sure as to who could be in the apartments or the bedroom. Nico for now, though. Maybe challenge. They go in towards his realm. He still has that smoke. He's trying to hold on to it, but drops it now, suggesting he's going to rotate back towards A. Trying to funnel them over with his movements, and still they're not dissuaded. Bomb will still be there, and we'll have just Electronic come join the pack as well. They're setting up their smokes, one towards Coffin, Simple will deploy it, and this could be the commitment we're looking for here. Maybe a double pump, flashbang going in, and here gets a full commitment. Just one player to defend, and that's Rain. I don't think I'll have much to say about this one, Chad. It's not looking good for the Deagle, but the M4, that's looking fantastic. Oh, here we go then. Second kill comes through. Nico's still part of this equation as well. Simple taking damage through the Molotov. There's a chance to get the line of plant here. Doesn't happen.
Oh, that could have been the chance. That could have been the window right there, because now to retake, even with the flash in Nico's hands and the defuse kit, the pistols need to be able to get something done, and well, there goes the M4. Every bit of goodie that I was just talking about has fallen out of the equation, and I think the round has too for Faze. They will be opting for the buy next round, so if they can make this expensive for Na'Vi, if they can take away any of these guns, that'd be good stuff. They're still going for it, and Simple's continuing to hit shots, giving more opportunities. He takes down Brokey. One remains. BMAS is spotted. They know where he is. There's not a whole lot he can do. You can see here he's just posturing around, see even take any tees with him. Perfecto will finish him off, and it's 9-9. We're tied up here.
Really impressive scenes here from Na'Vi. I'm enjoying this a lot. Simple, he's putting on a show now. It was all about Faze in the first half, but Simple has posted his 24th frag here. This is absolutely massive. 18 rounds of play. Boomich joining him as well. He's got 15. Here's a replay from Nico. Look, there's a chance here. The M4 opens things up, shutting down the boost, but then Rain, the second kill, was a 5 versus 3 with the big man, the big bad wolf, I should say, stepping up with new boxes here. AWP in hand. Fantastic work from Simple. And we're getting to the next gun round here. Brokey back on the AWP. A very sheepish Faze now. Only one round to their name is Brokey. That's much better. Flashbang from coldzera sets him up. A snappy shot towards the logs, and he'll take down Simple.
It's a good opening right there, but it's pushed Na'Vi straight over towards this A bomb site. They're quickly gallivanting up boiler room and middle. Smokes are being deployed now from Faze to hold them at bay, and the rotation's coming back across. It's just BMAS here on the balcony. They need to help him out.
I want to see a big play from BMAS here. Looks a little bit rattled at this point, but there's the big kill we're looking for. A double coldzera chance in as well. The bomb goes down. Very clean round from Faze here. 5 versus 1. Flamey will be dropped as well. That's much better. BMAS manages to get all the information required to jump up. The vault from coldzera towards the bomb site. Quite a game from him by his standards. 7 kills, but still very solid round as they start to look much more efficient here on the CT7 Inferno. There he is, the big man, the impact player, BMAS and Brokey. What an opening kill that was. He's looking so confident these days, Chad. Like a different player from when he first exploded on the scene a few months ago.
Yeah, I think in the beginning, when you jump in the server with Nico and Olaf and coldzera, and you go, oh my god, I'm playing with Nico, Olaf, and coldzera. Right. These are the idols, right? These are the guys that you wanted to play against and you watched and you studied, and then you get to be in the server with them, you get to learn from them, and now he's comfortable. We're getting to see he's a bit of a superstar himself. Ooh. But it's a fast B play right now, and Rain, he's stuck. They would have heard that. They're pushing through with the MAC-10. Perfecto takes him down. Boomich dunks his teammate, and now we have a 4-on-4.
Oh, I love this. It's a very good game of Counter-Strike. Everything you want to see. Simple popping off, team kills coming in, the boost working out. Electronic will find the man advantage. 4 versus 3 now. One player remains towards B. coldzera gets the smoke down in the nick of time. They had the window to go through it. They might still do that. Incendiary, that will slow them down. Surely they'll wait now, but the boost can come forward once again. The run boost, Chad, over the flames. Have you ever seen anything like it? For his next trick, Boomich will be launched in towards the B bomb site. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. In he goes, and it doesn't work out, but the flashbang is effective. The kill comes in regardless. We don't get to see the high-flying antics here, but still, a nice idea that converts around.
And Faze will have to save, right? 2,400 going into their bank balance next round means the majority of them will have a serviceable buy. BMAS and Brokey can drop if they need to as well. So if they're able to hold on to these rifles right here, it's not the end of the world. This game is going to come down to the wire. Now, once again, if you are just joining us, if you've just turned on the stream and you've gone, oh, what's going on here? What's the go with the score? We're doing MR, which stands for max rounds 12. First to 13 wins. If we go to overtime, we'll be doing MR2. I'll explain all to that if we get there, if we need it. But max rounds is a term that we used to use back in the day. So for traditional Counter-Strike, the normal format, you'd be seeing max rounds 15 with 16 rounds needed to win. So bomb's about to go on off. We can see here we're taking a little look at a chicken in the pit, a bicycle. Rush is kind of showing us all the bits and pieces.
Have you got yourself a bicycle and multi yet, Chad?
No, I'm not able to leave just yet. So
I can imagine you one day with like a nice baguette in a basket, just going around waving to the local villagers and just having a nice tranquil time.
As soon as they let me leave the front gate, I'm going to put a backpack on and circumnavigate the island. Okay. So it's going to be an experience
Well then.
A bit like this, MR12.
This is an experience, isn't it? Like, this is everything we wanted, at least. We're not sure what the future holds with MR12, but this is certainly what I wanted to see in terms of the high octane Counter-Strike being delivered. We're seeing some great plays, some big risk being taken as well. It's great stuff. Getting to this next round here, we're going to have Rain at the very bottom. Just fending off those flames as well, sat towards the logs, stoking the fire.
Check this out. They were trying to do the silent boost, and while trying to do the silent boost into window, they made noise. So they had to cancel it and retool control. But Electronic and Flamey will still get Boiler and Halls quite successfully here, so not too many dramas. In the meantime, they're just allowing those banana smokes to dissipate. And this is a game of chess. You want to take back a bit of real estate, right? You want to take one of their pawns off the board. Well, they took banana. You want to take top middle. And that'll force the rotations, as we can see with the mini-map. A lot of moving around. Brokey hopping, jumping, and doing whatever he can. They're actually going to send him over to B with the AWP to be solo. I like this.
Yeah, no one's there right now, so a slight gap, but no one from Na'Vi to exploit it. They're actually very passive right now. A little bit of a tentative approach from Na'Vi. Historically, that's what they're known for in Inferno, slowing it right down, going for the executions towards the end, but this is new school Na'Vi. They're a bit more brawly. They like to go for the fights. They like to take the risks, and we'll see that boost towards the half will come in once again. You can see them trying to bait out the shot for Brokey, who is there ready and waiting, but the angle doesn't look ideal if they go up for him. Slowing things down right again. We're going to see 30 seconds remaining here. coldzera investigates towards middle. Might get a bit more than he bargained for here. The setup was there for Bimas, and it has to be 2 kills for coldzera here. Can't get anything done. The aim's just not there, and Simple, his certainly is. Great shot. Eviscerates the first. And Brain, here we go then. Does he have anything left in the tank? Can't find the second kill. Round done. 4 versus 1, and Brokey, he won't be clutching this one out, Chad. He's stacked towards the B bomb side, and this is looking good from Na'Vi. They are running away with the second half.
Yeah, now there's problems for Faze, right? They're unable to establish a CT side economy, even with the loss bonus coming on through. They're not being that threatening in a round like this, only having 1 frag coming on through. So for Na'Vi, they should start to chase. They can apply this pressure. They have 40 seconds. Wow, a bit less now. And they're doing exactly that. They're putting their feelers out across the map, and Brokey, he has to defend. He'll take down Boomich, but that's given up his position. All 3 angry Na'Vi players now charging this direction.
They're furious. They're sick of him. They've had enough of his 18 kills and his clutch nonsense. They want to get stuck in here, take him down. I think they might do. Brokey, your days are numbered, my friend, and you will be going down for the knife, I think. The knife is coming! Simple! It could have cost them the AWP, I suppose, but still, they'll get the kill. I love it, Chad. You got to go for those ones.
Yeah, we need a couple more of that, right? This is a bit unfortunate we didn't get to watch Fnatic play yesterday. I was assuming JW might have had a couple of antics up his sleeve. We spoke to him and Flusher about the PP Bison, which we haven't seen enough of that eat.
No, honestly, that is the Counter-Strike we've been playing. I've been using it low-key under the radar. It's a very good weapon. I'm surprised you haven't seen more of it. I'm sure in the next couple of months, a few players like Flusher will unlock his potential. Either way, let's get into another partial buy here for Faze. They've lost the lead after such a fantastic first half as well. Na'Vi only got 4 rounds, and now on top, 11-10, up against the Deagles here. Partial buy from Faze. Got themselves 3 sets of Kevlar, some basic smokes. That's about it. They can win these rounds, but Chad, in the halftime we spoke about this. The MR12 format makes it so much more significant. If they do win this, it'll be huge. But unfortunately for them, opening things up, that's going to be the kill for Boomich. He finds Nico.
There's a gap, Rain. There's a gap.
Oh, there is a big one.
And that's another frag. So this round here should be done, and that'll actually be 12 on the board for Na'Vi, right? This is them 1 round away from taking out number 1. And what we have to also point out, Vertigo is the next map. Neither of these teams play Vertigo. The fact it slipped through the veto here tells me 1 of 2 things. Either Na'Vi, they're taking a bit of a risk. They're challenging the conventional wisdom of how the Na'Vi team approaches their vetoes and the maps, and they could just be feeling it out, or they've been working on Vertigo. They've had it in the lab. Blade's been there every day. He's been tinkering with the boys, and they've been coming up with some absolute cracker of approaches. I don't want to tell you, Henry, which way I think most likely the reason we're sitting in the video. Okay. I want to wait and see. I want to be surprised.
Sure.
I don't want to taint the viewer at home.
No, we're here to deliver entertainment, Chad, and entertainment only. Simple certainly is. 27 kills to his name, and an MR12 game is absolutely crazy. coldzera, just to know, by the way, I said he was on 7 frags, what, a good 5 rounds ago? He's still 7-14. We saw him towards quad. Nico as well, 7-19. Those are 2 big names. You said coming into this one, we're seeing Bimas, a supportive rifle, coming in, getting the most out of these boys. Against G2, they were shining, especially coldzera, one of the best performances he's had this year in that best of 3 against G2. So, really gone quiet here. Never too late. 2 rounds possible on the CT side, but map point found. We'll see now if Faze with Brokey's orb can hold on, but hasn't looked good here. 1 more will do it for Na'Vi.
Oh, okay, so Na'Vi using their smoke to be combative, and that's actually allowed Perfecto to get a little bit of room, but so is Rain. He's mantling up and over the top here. He's made it into logs. The bullet's going to land. Rain will go down again. That's one of the heavy hitters of Faze out of the equation early. And now Nico, he wants some more. He's pushing in. Able to get a truckload of damage there, but he needs to get away. Simple is waiting, and he's going to take him down. So this is a 3-on-4.
I still feel like Faze can hold on. coldzera, we said he's been quiet so far, but he needs to be loud. He needs to be proud right now. He needs to show us that he's still got it. Something to say in this map. 4 versus 3. Na'Vi, you can see it putting the brakes on. They're anticipating an aggressive flank from Faze. coldzera alone towards Banana right now, still with all his utility. 2 players towards A, of course. As Brokey watching towards Arch for the AWP. Tension couldn't be higher right now. His vision about to be removed. He hits the collapse though. 1.5 kills found. Flaming down to 34 HP. Could they do this? coldzera's pushing, Chad.
This is nightmare fuel right here. Cold's hearing all of this. He has to get at least a kill when they come and clear this position.
They're going to check it, though. They surely... Oh! Why does he jump? Wait!
That's one. Cold, he needs 2. He's done it. Okay, so this is going to be 25 seconds left. The bomb's down. No, there's no time for this.
Can't do it. Why would you send the AWP to jump around that first of the low HP? Damn. There was a chance that they were aware of the possibility. Still, great play from coldzera. But he was gifted a couple of kills there. Big plays, keeps him in the game, denies the map victory, of course. And now overtime becomes a question.
Yeah, and this is not ideal for Faze either, though. You have to think about the fact that they win this round. They're going to get the bonus, which is not enough to get buys on the board. Cold did pick up a secondary AWP, so maybe he'll keep that or drop that across, but they will be able to make this one work. So there's enough money that they can spread across the Faze team. The same can be said on the side of things for Na'Vi. Everybody will be able to buy there. So we're going into the final gun round of the game with nobody hemorrhaging too much. BMAS has only got himself an MP9. Everybody else has got themselves rifles. There's double AWPs out on the board. Utility defuse kits. They can make this work, Faze. We could go into that overtime.
Let's see what can be done. The double AWP set up, the MP9, and a dream. We'll see Simple, the AWP towards the bottom of the middle. Oh, and a challenge from Brokey. You can see this boy is turning into a man on our very screens here. That's a huge pickup. 5 versus 4. They could do this now. Looking for overtime. One more round will do it. Boomer's trying to take matters into his own hands at the very top of Banana. Peeling things open. Rain will go down and Nika to defend. We'll see at this point whether they can actually deny access. But they've broken through, Chad. This is actually looking good.
Yeah, this is looking great for Na'Vi here. The fact they have bomb site control, it's not such... Well, lack there of bomb site control, mind you. I thought they had slipped on in, but they weren't able to do so. So Faze, they've been able to hold on to this. It's a 2-on-4 situation. They picked up the bomb. Electronic, the danger man, is still alive, and he has a truckload of utility here. Ooh. So a smoke over towards coffins, a flash to follow. Perfecto could get a kill here.
He certainly could. He's been given some space, and that shot has to connect. The open CT spawn rattles off, but blind, it won't connect. coldzera, he can't find the kill again, and now they actually have control of the B site. The AWP can't deny this plan. Surely Nico can't go for this one. Will he sacrifice himself and jump up on the coffins, waiting for the smoke to dissipate, but he found through the smoke. Perfecto will get him down to the 2-on-2. This was a 4-on-2 situation for the game as well. Brokey on the retake with the AWP. It's the MP9 in the Lord's Ruins. The incendiary, it lands. Electronic, how does he get out of this one? Survives for now for the game. The bomb ticking away. They have got a kid. Brokey hits the shot. Now Perfecto. Oh, he has to step up here. Another young gun on the server. Tag for the new boxes. A 4-on-2 converted. And Na'Vi have done it. They take the first map. A massive recovery. And we'll find ourselves at 13-11. What a game, Chad.
Jeez, we got all the rounds right there. And even in the MR12 format, it's still delivered. That is a game of Counter-Strike.
My God.
Had it all. Whoa, Frankie, save us.
I can't. My mouth was open so wide during most of that match, starting, I think, with when Brocky got... Was it a 3 versus 1 on the A site with that AWP? I think my heart stopped. I had to literally self-pump, whatever the technical term is. I've literally lost my brain after that one. I want to talk about Brocky first, because there's sometimes questions about with Faze, especially with Olaf leaving, should they bring in a primary AWP or a specialist in the role? But as you were saying during that cast, Chad, he's proving himself again and again. He's allowed to do the AWPing on the T side, but should his teammates start to consider him as a CT side AWPer as well?
On certain maps, I think they do. It's just certain people are good at positions, so they just keep it as is. But going forward, you know, if Brokey looks more and more comfortable, and I think that I've heard Nico describe him at one point as a similar AWPer as Fallen. If he goes in that way and he becomes a combat AWPer very up close and personal like that as he progresses as an individual, then he's going to be an exceptional talent.
Fallen at his peak, Chad, was known for his close-range, flashy clutches, right? That's what he was known for. We saw one of those in this very game. What an amazing clutch that was. And he's held had the audacity now to actually challenge Simple.
Yeah.
In his first fledgling days with Faze, he was very passive. We said he's more like a turret style. He's holding the anchor positions and just making sure he got the picks required. Now he's actually taking matters into his own hands, hitting the shots and looking fantastic. This is his rookie year as well, and he's taking down the likes of Simple. Great stuff from him. Wasn't enough to win the map, but still, what a showing from both teams.
CT side not being their strongest suit, it's a running theme for Na'Vi. Flamey looking particularly vulnerable on that B side. Do they need to rethink the anchoring there?
That approach right there, I think they might find themselves in a little while, similar to what MIBR did, where they didn't know what type of approach over towards B. I think Henry might remember back when it was Phelps and Fur both holding the
aggressive,
both holding
of course.
Yeah, and that's a similar scene for Boomich at least. Flamey looks like he's been told, hey, if Boomich is going aggro, you need to help him. That's kind of what I was learning out here. But I think the MR12, the snowbally effect in the beginning, if CTs go for the force buy, the flow-on effect there is almost into like rounds 5 and 6, which is probably the case in MR15 as well. It's just we don't feel that because we have what feels like a second half of the first half. Like there's so many rounds that you can definitely build back in if you don't win that force buy. So maybe, definitely teething issues with their B bomb site, but I don't know if that's more the day, the format, Faze looking good. They still get the win, so who cares? Give them the W. Give Na'Vi all the props.
Well, the question is, are we going to see Na'Vi even stronger on Vertigo?
I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so too, but I also hope that we're going to see FaZe taking to that map like they never perma-banned it, because I want to see some more fiery Counter-Strike, because Inferno was ablaze. So we're going to take a short break while we find out more about one of our charities, Gavi. Calling in from Geneva right now is Ollie Can. He's the Director of Communications for Gavi, the Vaccine Alliance. First of all, how are things in Switzerland, Ollie?
Well, thanks for asking, Frankie, and thank you for inviting me on. Things are okay here, getting back to normality slowly. So as you can see, I'm still working from home. I've been working from home since March. I haven't used an iron since March, which is one of the plus sides of this awful pandemic that we're going through. The Swiss situation is slightly ahead of the UK and slightly behind other countries, but the lockdown is easing. Shops are now opening. Normality is coming back to life. The bars are slightly starting to feel a bit like normal again, and restaurants are filling up. So certainly not business as usual, certainly not back to normal, but life is starting to resemble how it may have looked 3 months ago.
So tell me about the work of Gavi, the Vaccine Alliance.
Well, Gavi is an alliance that has been in operation now since 2000. We just, in fact, had our 20th anniversary. And the organisation was set up to answer one of these questions that should be easy, but that was never able to be solved. It was how can we protect children around the world from diseases that we know how to prevent? Measles is one, polio, etc., etc. There are over 20 different diseases that the Gavi protects against, and so the theory is really, really simple. It's how do we get the money and the resources together to make it possible to buy vaccines at costs that at quantities where the cost is affordable for these countries, and how can we help them? How can we help these countries deliver it to the communities around in cities and in the countryside where they're needed most?
Now, there isn't a vaccine that's going to be available for COVID for a very long time, and I know that's partly due to the fact that it has to undergo rigorous long-term testing to be available. So what are Gavi able to do in terms of coronavirus and helping people around the world at the moment?
Well, look, we're very, very busy, as you can imagine, on several fronts. So look, we work with around 70 countries across the world in many different continents and many different languages and cultures. And what we do is we've been helping them for 20 years, as I've just mentioned, deliver these vaccines, really, really helping them to put in place the infrastructure, put in place the training, as well as delivering the vaccines, creating stockpiles. So if you have epidemics, breaking out at any point, we've got those vaccines ready to protect the population. So we have this operation on the ground through our partners, and I mentioned UNICEF and the World Health Organization here, as well as other organizations we work with. We have this ground operation which has been severely impacted by the COVID pandemic, as you would imagine. So part of our work has been helping kind of pivot the resources of the health systems, towards, staving off this new threat. So providing emergency funding for them to help them buy equipment, to help them train contact tracers and other key healthcare workers and personnel that can really kind of help, mitigate the worst impact of this disease. And of course, that's been the bulk of it. But also, we're now starting to look into how we can help these systems prepare for a pandemic. There's been lots of, for a vaccine, apologies, there's been lots of work going on behind the scenes to try to get the systems up and running again and keep these routine immunizations, because one of our big fears is, of course, COVID is a big fear, but also if you disrupt other immunizations, then you could be having to face more than one epidemic at the same time, and this would be an absolute disaster. So keeping those services going is going to be really crucial for us, and that's where we're at the moment.
So what are some of the most valuable things that people like you and me can be doing during this pandemic?
Well, of course, I mean, thanks to the gaming community, first of all, for this remarkable initiative, and we're so grateful because every little helps, and the way we work is that every dollar makes a real impact on a child somewhere in the world. That is an amazing thing. When it comes to the pandemic itself, of course, we all know the instructions. We've just got to be alert, we've got to be careful, we've got to monitor the correct distancing, for example, and the world is going through a phase now where we're kind of moving towards, or trying to move towards, a situation where the lockdowns are easing and we're getting back to normal. But we cannot let our guard down. We really don't want that second wave. So let's be as mindful as possible. Let's be as careful as possible. Let's do everything we can to relieve the strain we're putting on those hard-pressed, heroic healthcare workers.
Ollie, there are some of the world's biggest gamers competing in weekly tournaments to help raise money for coronavirus. So how does it feel for you and your organisation knowing that they've chosen to donate their prize money to Gavi the Vaccine Alliance?
Oh, look, we are overwhelmed and overjoyed, and I say that because I was having a conversation with our chief executive about this just 2 days ago, and absolutely phenomenal response. It means so much to us. It really does. We are used to talking to governments. We're not so well known, it has to be said, when it comes to the general public. So to have people aware of what we do is really, really kind of heartening and gladdening. I would also say the financial impact is great, but there's also a huge psychological impact on our morale as an organisation, because we're doing everything we can. We're a small organisation. We're doing everything we can to help those countries, as I said, prepare for the pandemic and to keep those essential services going so that we can keep protecting children. And it's great that you guys know about us, the gaming community knows about us, and it really lifts us to know that there's people out there kind of cheering us on, if you will.
Well, Ollie, thank you so much for talking to me. And you guys watching this, if you want to know more about Gavi and how to donate to their fund, you can find out more about their response to their COVID-19 crisis by visiting gavi.org/COVID-19. And to make a donation, it's simply gavi.org/donate. Thank you again, Ollie. I hope you're staying safe, and good luck with helping children around the world get vaccinated. And
thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you, Frankie. And stay safe yourselves. Good luck, guys, and keep on gaming.
Welcome back to Gamers Without Borders. And if you've only just tuned in, I have to confess I feel a little bit sorry for you, because you missed a cracking opener to our semi-finals between Navi and Faze on Inferno. Navi pipped Faze to the post on their very strong T side, winning 13-11. So we narrowly missed going into our first ever MR12 round of OT, which I think Chad might have described on social media as being like tennis, because you have to win 2 in a row.
Well, they didn't go with the one that I suggested. They went with like a middle ground between what we traditionally do and what I suggested. So I think now it's 2 rounds on each side, but you'd have to win a total of 3 between those 4 rounds. Once we get there, it'll make more sense if we get there.
So you'll explain it. Yeah,
I'll try and do my best. It can be confusing even for me at times.
And probably would signal quadruple overtime as well, knowing the caliber of teams that we have here playing in Gamers Without Borders. Henry, you must be pretty excited to see what's going to happen between these two teams on Vertigo, because let's be honest, we have no idea Because they normally ban it.
Yeah, no one really does. As we mentioned in the pre-game, but they've played it like in the last year. But as you mentioned, it's changed so much. And the way it's played as well, we've seen it a few times. I consider like the likes of G2 to be up there with the world's best of Vertigo right now. Astralis certainly as well. But the way it's been played out, it's certainly leaning towards some big AWPers. And the way Broky's playing right now, I want to see him get aggressive. I want to see him get down there, stuck in towards the A ramp. And Simple is on fire as well. It's really coming together to be a great game. The fact we have no idea who's going to win this one just makes it that much better. And hopefully it goes to a third, because I want to keep this action rolling, boys.
One of the problems I have, Frankie, with kind of how this whole veto situation has unfolded is, unfortunately for FaZe, they had the first ban, which meant they had the first pick, and assumably they were expecting Na'Vi to ban Vertigo, because that's traditionally what they would be doing here. I'm going to say that FaZe probably, are serviceable on the map, but they haven't had any official practice on it, obviously, with this roster or anything within 2020. Whereas for Na'Vi, if they've picked this and they've gone, well, FaZe never play it, so we're just going to hope that we can get away with a free win on this one, that could be a massive mistake. I'm hoping as well that Na'Vi have done their fair share of prep and even want to think about bringing this into the map pool, because when I think about it, if you had, say, Flamey as your B-bomb site anchor, you had Boomich as one of your aggressive elements over towards A, maybe you have Electronic lockdown mid as a focal point, then you could have the likes of Perfecto helping with Simple over towards that A bomb site. That three piece over there could be quite potent. You've got an AWP, you've got an aggro, and you have an anchor. That's kind of the mix you want, right? So it could definitely work out for Na'Vi. I'm just excited to get into the game. So I'm going to go with this as probably a 2-0 for Na'Vi here, just based off the fact that they're willing to pick the map. There has to be a reason, and I'm going to believe in that until I'm proved otherwise.
Henry, what are you saying?
I'm going to go with, I'm believing in FaZe. We're going to keep going. I love the way they're playing. I feel like it was unlucky towards the end. The second half was a little bit lackluster. Vertigo is going to be exciting. We're going to go to 3, and it looks like we're ready to get into the action.
Bye, Frankie.
Well. Bye, Frankie. Thank you so much. And Chad, are you going to mute yourself with a pistol this time, or are you going to...
I'm going to unmute myself, and I'm even going to follow Rush's observer cam here, so I know all the action that's going on. So we're underway here, and we're on board with the T's as they make their way over towards the A bomb site very swiftly. Cold and Rain doubling up over towards the sandbag, a bit of a overlooked position on pistol, so it's just quick up the alley position here. They've gone up scaffolding, they're going short to A.
Here we go then, the double stack towards sandbags actually looks like it's going to be quite fruitful here. Rain, once he goes down, they won't be assuming there's a second player there, but here comes the kills. I mean, thick and fast. It's Simple, Flamey, charming here, but remember, Goldzera is still there. Oh my god, he's lost his life a little bit here, but still, he is alive, and he might win the round. Flamey, 12 points of health. Doesn't go
towards B. What?
What was he doing?
I don't know. Was he lost in the smoke? Was he stuck on something? Was he jammed? That was an insane pistol round. The 3 kills went down for Na'Vi from out of nowhere. Then Goldzera's left floundering. We thought he would have struck much earlier than that. And next thing, the round's on the board for FaZe. What the hell just happened?
The double stack towards sandbags, loved it. What a great setup that is. Works out really well for them. As you mentioned though, Goldzera, certainly not as clean as you'd like. You see the replay right now. He just about gets that second kill. Beautiful shot, but the third questionable. I think Flamey must have been in the smoke there, Chad. I think you're dead on. Either way, let's get to that second round. It won't be the force buy. A couple of deagles being brought out. Simple has got deagle and armor, and they haven't accounted for Bimasses. That's going to be a guaranteed kill for him. Might struggle for the second. He gets it, but Simple takes him down in the end. So an MP9 available now. Second one.
The Glock
come out of top there.
I think he was just in the corner, and Rain didn't check the position, so the Glock, well, up close and personal, when it's literally in your grills, it can even be effective. So FaZe, they've got to slow this down. They've given away 2 kills here. Perfecto going to regroup with the rest of his team. They've able to pick up 2 MP9s, pound for pound, very strong weapons here.
Yes, indeed. And Brokey, he's waiting close range. He has got a massive advantage here. Bear in mind, there's not a ton of armor there. Only Simple has the Kevlar and helmet. Molotov deployed towards the side. They needed to look up the close right positioning, and it's going to be Brokey striking first. Simple answer back, and now down to the 2 versus 1. Perfecto did play very well in the second half of Inferno here. Can he find his first big frag? Gets the dink, but not quite enough. Goldzera at 3 in total. Starting to pull up his socks now, 6-0, and it will be 2-0 for FaZe there. But remember, that wasn't the full investment at all from Na'Vi. Just a couple of deagles, Chad. Maybe too close for comfort considering the AKs are coming out now.
Yeah, so this round right here means everything for FaZe, because as soon as they lose a round, they will drop down to the $1,400 loss bonus. So that extra damage that Na'Vi was able to do on the partial investment is huge. You can see the scout for Brokey, the UMP in Nico's hands. They have to be able to make this work, or at least get some damage done. Flamey with the set smoke over towards the scaff position A is at least giving me some confidence that Na'Vi have been working on this map. Now, in terms of competitive play, we obviously haven't seen them. They haven't done it. They haven't been involved in this, but doesn't mean they can't be working in things in the back line. Doesn't mean they can't be practicing this. Just because we don't know it on the official realms, doesn't mean it's not happening. It's like if a tree falls in the woods, does it make a sound, Henry?
Oh, is that one of your own? Never heard
Yeah,
that.
I came up with that one.
Wow, that's very philosophical, Chad.
I didn't even take that one from Reddit.
Let's get into this push from Nico now. We are going to see him go down towards the A ramp, but Perfecto ready and waiting. AK-47 in hand will get the first kill. Cold Zero, we said middle will be important, and he is rising to the occasion. That's going to be his 8th kill found, and 0 deaths, of course, as well. Land advantage over Faze, and they'll hold on to it. Bimas towards B, takes down Flamey, Perfecto, and Boomage. They'll have to pick up the pieces. Now, bear in mind, neither of these teams actually play that map officially. We have no idea what they've been working on in the lab, and so far, so good for Faze. This should be a round for them, unless this kill falls apart. Boomage finds it. Back to a 2-on-2. Still low in terms of HP. Molotov and Perfecto. That will bait up the scout shot, but Brokey, unless he connects it, it's actually going to be a disadvantage now because he'll have to pull out the USP. Fortunately, there is a rifle available.
Yeah, he just heard Boomich as well. Boomich was noisy as he was making it into the forklift room, so the rotation for BMAS can come across, but Brokey's pushing forward. He had to land that shot with the USP. The damage is nice, and that's set BMAS up. He's grabbed the first, and now Boomich is rotating all the way over towards that B bomb site.
Does he fake it out, though? You can get to this bridge and turn around. He's committing. So he is going towards B. Bimas. This is the mind games here. He's actually made the right call. He's committed towards the site. He should win this round. I said that with very bated breath. And now stuck in transition, doubting himself. Looked like he was very confident to go towards B. Here's the smoke, so the plant will come through. He has got the kip, fumbles the jump somewhat, but still should be fine. But actually might cost him, Chad. Without that fumble, I think he spots him crossing over. Regardless, Boomich now happy to challenge from the sandbags here. There was a kit available for Bimas, but no grenades whatsoever. He starts to sneak in here. Is he ready for it?
What?
Absolutely is. Great shot. What a fantastic round. Gets the AK-47. Job done.
How did he hit that? That looked like a pixel gap when we were looking at it from Boomich's perspective right there. Absolutely banger of a shot, and I'm glad that he didn't lose that round, because you can imagine a 16-year-old kid, he's going to get in his own head at that kind of a situation, right? The fact that you fumble a jump, that you actually made the right read, and then you doubted yourself for whatever reason. We will be going into a little bit of an extended timeout here. Hopefully won't be holding you for too long. Just one of the players needing to get back on in. But yeah, this is great stuff early. It is 3-0, and there is another plant, though, Henry. Do you think we'll see Na'Vi go for the buy? They have enough to be threatening.
Ooh, I would say a half buy here, potentially. A timeout. We don't see many of those. 4K on the nose is enough for AK armor or Galils and basic utility as well. I'm not sure. With the AK-47 available there for Bimas, the fact it came down to just one player surviving as well, we will see. So is Brokey that's dropped out of the server? So is a technical pause? I don't know. I would say go for it, considering it was such a close round before.
Yeah.
And it was probably worth it. There's a chance of enough helmets or incendiaries on the CT side. You go for a Wolfpack mentality in the next round, go for a 5-man A play potentially with basic utility. I think that's enough to win a round. And as you mentioned, let's win one of these rounds, Faze will topple financially.
So that's the thing, right? Electronic can get AK head armor, Flamey can do the same, and the same for Simple. That means that Perfecto and Boomich can also grab the AK-47 with a light amount of utility.
They could even go Galil, go full utility, right? They could have 3 AKs, 2 Galil. And that's a really serviceable buy, considering they had one player survived it. You've already mentioned it a few times. The CT economy, much more difficult to manage here, especially on maps like Vertigo. Do need your sniper operating towards that A ramp if possible. They saved the AK-47 though. Bimas has proven himself a few times on Vertigo so far. Big clutch has led them to a 3-0 scoreline. AK does enable him to be a bit more aggressive. We're seeing Cold Zero towards middle. Much better form than he showed on Inferno, even after that hiccup towards the sandbags on the pistol round. So just waiting for Brokey to come back, and Rain has confirmed he will indeed be rejoining, which is nice to see.
Well, that's nice. Yeah.
They don't want to 5-4.
Well, Yanko could jump in, I guess.
Oh, I do like when Yanko has to go on the server. It's been a couple of years now, but it's always a good time.
I know that Rush was enjoying running around trying to kill him within warm-up when that was going on. I watched a couple of little exchanges there. It looked like it was probably a 50-50 kind of battle going on between Rush and Yanko. I don't know how serious Yanko was taking. I don't think he has as much skin invested in the game as what Rush does.
Is Rush allowed to talk to us today, or has he been put back in the cage?
He is allowed to talk to us, but we have to we have
to really prep him. We have to make sure he's ready and he's in the future. He's already dealing with things right now.
Well, that's the thing. You know, when we were talking to him yesterday and people couldn't hear him, the problem is people at home, they're not in the future like we are. We obviously have a connection to the portal. Rush, you with us? We've been told that you're open on broadcast. I might poke him. Hold up, Henry. Let me get him involved here. 1 second.
I like him when he comes on. He's always got wacky insights.
I've poked him right now. The game's probably just gone live.
He's probably disrolling his life. Well, Brokey has rejoined, I think.
And disconnected.
That's all right. He's obviously, you want to make sure you got your config set, your sensitivity right, your chair height. You got to make sure you got your beverages ready as well, ready and raring to go.
But I think now he's good. I think it's looking good. We're getting the OKs coming on through, so we should be back live just momentarily, ladies and gentlemen. Now, this is map number 2. It is the Gamers Without Borders charity event that's been going on down. This is the CSGO event, and we have 2 million in prizes for these teams to donate to their charity of choice. We've obviously got a bunch of charities here as part of this. 7 of them, I believe. UNICEF's one of them. You can check all that out. Frankie will do her absolute best to give everyone the information on that when we do get to the post-game segments. But that's what's on the line. That's what we're playing for here.
Chad, you've done a great job there. You filled ample time. It's left me a perfect runway now just to get us to cruising altitude here of round number 4. We are going to see the investment from Na'Vi. We are going to see a hamstrung Faze enter round number 4. The MP9s are out. The FAMAS and Anti Cold Zero has been influential in their success so far. Big round here in the context of this first half. I see the incendiary deployed by Rain, looking to get stuck in with the MP9. We say it's a strong weapon up close, and he has delivered. That's the first kill. Electronic removed, and they can reel it in at this point. They've done the heavy lifting, but still, Nico, he fancies a bit more here. Decent grenade towards Flamey, and this is a perfect push. It doesn't work out for them. Rain does get the second kill, maintains that man advantage, and Brokey, he misses the shot now, and this is the window. They've got to commit towards A. This kill is everything, and Rain, he can't find anything more with the MP9 here. 3 versus 2, Cold Zero and Bimas are close. The bomb hasn't gone down, of course. Here's the smoke. Plenty of time remaining, Chad. They don't necessarily have to commit to this one, but that gap doesn't help them out at all. Does he sneak through this? Does he go round? He will. Cold Zero doesn't deny the plum, hoping to see if he can seal away a kill. I think it'll work out, but actually goes against him. Boomage should be confirming round number 4 here, and we did say, Chad, this is huge. Does Bimas save here, or does he go for it?
Well, that's the thing. He's so close to the bomb right now. If he gets offered up a T who's getting a little bit hungry, somebody from Na'Vi wants to chase, then maybe a chance for him to go for it. But now that he's spotted one at a distance, he can actually have a safe escape route here through the sniper deck. He's just hanging around to see if he can do any economical damage, right? And I respect that. Making sure he's holding that walk key, not giving away any cues, making sure that Na'Vi can't get ahead of themselves. And look at this, Flamey's pushing forward. Listen, my friend, you're in no place to be going for the hunt, and Bimas, he's going to be walking away with the saved AK-47. The $1,400 loss bonus will be coming on through. And now, with the max rounds 12 in play, the question is, if you're Faze, do you force now, take the partial in the next, or do you take a partial now? You know, invest a little bit in the next round as well? What's the go-to plan right here?
Well, these are the questions, Chad, and I suppose we're here to deliberate over the answers and work out what they will do going forward. It looks like a light investment. Brokey has committed quite significantly, down to 450. AK-47 still in the mix here. So, the Faze, excuse me, I need to cough. They do this a lot, right? They go down to $500. We've noticed this being a bit of a trend. Yeah. It's a part of their system. I'm not really sure exactly why. I should have asked the anchor probably this week, but it was always 500 is their magic number.
Yeah, and I think they just want to make sure by the time they do get to that next gun round, they will be able to have a full investment, because next round, we're going to be seeing 1,900 coming on through as the loss bonus. So they still won't be able to get a buy on the board, but they can have the idea of this is they can have 2 threatening partial buys. These guys are so good individually, especially with the Deagles. Just 1 bullet to the head here of any Na'Vi player and they will fall. Standard mid control, so we've seen the smoke over towards the construction position, aided by the Molotov. Bimas is going to get a kill over towards B and boosting up and over the smoke here. Brokey, he might have an opportunity if they make their way over, and Cold's actually going to find it. There's a gap, that's the bomb down! Really? Nico's grabbed another, this is falling out of control.
Okay then, Perfecto, simple, left in a 5 versus 2, the Deagles connect, the AK-47 chiming in, and we'll see now. Perfecto working with the AWP. They just need picks at this point. I just don't know how they get them. They're pretty segregated. You got simple towards middle. Perfecto walking in towards A. There's surely no chance for it.
But just look at the radar. If the bomb being that close to that green little square for everybody, which is the CT spawn, if that doesn't tell you how far the bomb is in the wrong place, I don't know what will. They've basically taken it and gifted it to FaZe Clan in this round. They've had to hit some amazing shots, but now with the pressure on and only 20 seconds left, Na'Vi have no option but to save. They can't give up this AK. They can't give up this AWP. They just have to chill.
It's going to be a long and arduous process as well. Look at them. They're sitting back here as well with 5 Faze players up. They've already salvaged 3 AK-47s. What a round for the international squad here. The Desert Eagles, you said they're deadly with them. They had 2 strong partial buys available to them. They only needed 1 Chad. That's all they needed. They've got themselves everything they need going forward, a ton of money. And just to note, Perfecto and Symbol do save the AK and AWP. So they will be at least have a viable chance going forward here in round number 6. So will they take a tactical timeout? I'm not sure. They do have enough for a couple more rifles. You might as well force, right? You've got the AWP and the AK-47 on the T side. I don't see a reason not to.
I'm curious, right? Kenny is probably one of
the best.
Well, I don't want to say one of the only, but one of the AWPers who plays it the best on a map like this. I want to see if Simple is able to follow in his footsteps at all and maybe show Kenny how it's done.
It's interesting that players like Zywoo notably struggle on this map. Right? We don't really talk about him at all when he comes to Vertigo. Like he doesn't really suit his playstyle, doesn't really get going as he normally would. Either way, here we go then, round number 6. Na'Vi struggling here, but remember on Inferno they had a massive deficit as well. They actually lost their CT side and came back in full force in the second. This is considered a T-sided map. Not a great start for them, 4-1 down, but they do have Abai here. 3 Galils with the AK-47. Basic utility, 3 smokes, 2 Molotovs, that's about it. Simple just holding, seeing if there's anything he can do with the boost. Over towards the B side of the map. I like that boost. You can see Flame getting some decent vision, but towards quad and the bomb side itself, Faze giving nothing away whatsoever.
This is great as well because if anybody goes for the cheeky little jiggle peek as well on that close wall, Flamey's going to have a huge advantage. And look at this, Nico on the boost, up and over 2 with the spray transfer, drops the last 2 who saved in the previous round, and Faze are looking good. They definitely have a good approach to this. Now it's B-Master's turn over towards B. He's going to have a shot at it as well, and they've just locked them out of everywhere.
This is looking so good for Faze. Great setup there. And you can see the kind of inexperience of Na'Vi chat, because we cast a lot of Vertigo, right? We did the Counter-Strike boot camp over the last 2 months, and we know that boost is commonly checked. And we've watched a team like Liquid, for example, this map, they're pre-firing that. Leisure, we pre-fire that every single time. We never see a kill on that boost, but Na'Vi don't even check it, right? Sure, it's a great time to drop it in. Not taking anything away from Faze in that regard, but still overlooking that boost. Like, it's never normally worth 2 kills. This clearly is that.
Now, I just wanted to note here that Brokey and Electronic are both yet to get a frag. I know that Brokey dropped from the game, but I'm assuming that it saved all of his information up to this point. That's how Medic works. So everything should be fine, but yet to find a frag. And that was somebody who was having a lot of impact in the previous game. Actually, that goes for both of the players, Electronic and that of Brokey. But fast again, pistols out this time. Over towards A they go. Nade lands perfectly at the feet of Boomich, and he'll be taken down with ease.
Well, here we go then. Very impressive start for Faze. 5-1 up. It's Simple. He's pulled a kill back, at least in this round for now. Round 7. Looking a bit more promising here as they recover the AK-47, a Tech-9 and Deagle to accompany it. As he makes his way up, that's more like it. World's best player showing us why he's earned that moniker, but still, it doesn't look like quite enough here. He'll be taken out. 2 great shots, but still 6-1 as Faze really are running away with this. On a map they historically don't play, Chad, but they're looking pretty well versed in it right now.
Yeah, I'd say they've definitely done some work. The fact that they're able to pull off the boosts with these, they have good utility in place in case they are getting rushed down.
Good crossfires as well, right? They didn't give anything away towards B. There was no way they could even give away a pick.
Now, unfortunately for Na'Vi, if you've picked this here expecting Faze to have not done any work at all, the Faze of 2020 are ones who are looking comprehensive on almost every facet of the game. One of their biggest issues has been closing out matches. It's not okay, there's a missed smoke, just as we were talking about. Both teams missing smokes right there. So you can see the clunkiness is definitely in play.
Wow, look at them. That's mad. Okay, so they don't play this map. No one's saying they do, but I've never seen that before. 2 smokes on the skybox of the map.
Oh, dear.
Big lol in the chat.
I don't know how the CT one missed. How did the CT one even get there?
Like they made that easier in this iteration as well. But here's the booth. No one's checking the booth, of course. And there we have it. This is like us on the map right now, Chad. I'm loving it. Yeah. Good stuff.
Oh no, this is definitely a clunky game of Counter-Strike here on Vertigo as 2 remain. Electronic and Boomich, they have to salvage something. We're over the halfway mark of the first half here. This is round number 8, and Electronic has spotted up 1. Boomich will get a kill. Meanwhile, this is just 1v1 duels across the map.
You haven't seen anything like it.
It's
Welcome
good. It's
to
good
the world's
fun.
best teams here. I've never seen. I hope that happens again because that's genius. Because now it's in their heads. They won't be able to adjust it unless they take a pause and talk about it. So now they're going to feel like doubting themselves when they throw it. It's going to keep happening. Let's keep track of the smokes. I really enjoyed that. Maybe more than I should have done.
Yeah, I think it's just because it's a common feeling for us. It's like, I thought I spent enough time learning that smoke, and it's landed incorrectly.
Oh, that's so good. Well, it's a comprehensive round.
Here's the thing. Let me talk this from, like, you probably had this plenty of times as well, because Electronic's going to go down very soon. But if one of your players, I remember like this, if one of my players missed a smoke and he was like, no, it's all right, I know what I did wrong. As an in-game player, don't worry about it. It's like, I can't trust you. Like, we're in the middle of a match, mate. We're in the middle of a match. You can't throw the smoke I need you to throw. Don't throw it again.
It's just like, that's the one thing I've asked you to do. I've given you this one responsibility while I'm pulling all the strings, and you don't even have that smoke under control, like the most basic smoke we need. I'm sure it's just a one-off and an unbelievable putting too much thought into it, but still, you don't see that every day.
No, look, I used to have to bribe Top Gun with skins just to learn.
They've landed now, folks.
There we go. They've adjusted. That's perfect.
Okay, let's get into it, yeah. And we will have round 9 coming up. Bear in mind, we only played 12 rounds now, so this is massive for FaZe. 7-1 up on a T-sided map, the incendiary deployed towards the A ramp, and bare bones set up here for Na'Vi. Just the AKs, Galils, and a few smokes to work with. In terms of map control, they are progressing up towards the A ramp, but they're still locked out. Good smokes down. They have control of scaffolding at a bare minimum. Towards middle, we don't really have much activity. Electronic will be there with the Galil. I don't think he'll be causing a huge dent. He'll be looking for a big backstab play when they fully commit. But all I can see really is an A play coming in, him backstabbing. That's really all they're hoping for. And FaZe has denied any sort of opening kills.
Yeah, there's 3 smokes to work with, so they definitely can get control of the site considering the setup. Well, hold up. Rain's going aggressive. Maybe they can't get control of the site. He is going to just stay around like a thorn in their side, making sure they can't get the control that they're looking for. And you bang on. Normally at this point we see so much wall bang, but it's very quiet. It's very static. But this boost, once again, it might get done by Boomich.
Just keep boosting on them, dude. Oh, there we go. Okay. We're ready for it. This is better. Well, Rain will still be there with the AK-47. Broky's got a great position with the AWP as well. Smoke will be deployed to try and buy him a bit of space. High flashbang deployed. And Rain now. He knows he's been set up. That smoke helps him out tremendously, but he's being surrounded. Broky needs to back him up towards shore. How is he still going? Finally taken down by Simple. 20 seconds remain as the smoke gets deployed. They're trying to get that bomb down. They can sacrifice one player. They can make this play happen. It's Caldera. He pushes his way through. And this is absolute chaos. You can see it's not quite as beautiful as we used to seeing here on Vertigo. Very scrappy as Bimas will deny the plan and presumably the round. Flamey, he's got no chance, Chad. And this is puggy now. Very puggy.
8-1, and Flamey, he's going to do his absolute best to hold on to this AK-47. BMAS unable to take him down after the time there. So Electronic, just want to note, once again, still yet to frag. Currently sitting on 0 with 2 assists and 9 deaths there. Flamey's on 4. You've got 4 for Boomich, 5 for Perfecto. Simple up the top with 9. On the other side of things, Cold Zero's come alive. 12 for him. 10 for the new boy.
The first time they detect the boost, Chad, still doesn't work out. They get the boost, they finally crack it open. They just don't have the execution right. They're doing all the smokes on the fly. They've got a few basic things under control, I think, but they haven't got a full understanding of the execution. It looks like they're very sloppy and doing things like very clunkily. They're 8-1 down. It's going to be round 10 here. It's a partial buy. If they can win with the Tech 9s and Vertigo, I'll be impressed. They've got a couple of AK-47s in the mix. I'm just not sure they've got everything under lock and key. We've seen nothing towards middle, for example. This is their first little gambit towards the side of the map. Being spotted, the boost doesn't work out for them.
Yeah, I think, well, we have Nuke actually coming up as map number 3 because we did have Na'Vi stealing away Inferno as map number 1. Obviously, this one's not done just yet. Simple over the top trying to make sure it isn't done just yet. Brokey will get the trade, not ready for the second, and Electronic finally on the board. So Na'Vi looking good to potentially post their second round right here, but Rain and Nico are on the retake. We've got Rain coming over. The construction position has 1 to find a smoke towards CT, and well, that could have been the open door right there. He will fall, and that leaves all pressure on Nico. 1 on 3.
1 versus 3 for old Nico here. The Tech 9s do deliver just in the nick of time. This is exactly what happened on Inferno, Chad. If you remember, they had 8-1 scoreline. They got the last 3 rounds, and it went 8-4. They pulled it back and then won the game. Could they replicate those scenes? The money's certainly not in the same position. If you remember, it was FaZe that after losing their massive lead. At this point, they didn't have any reserve cash. This is a very different story. They actually have a ton of money here, so it's not like Na'Vi have actually broken them down at any point. They still have so much to do, but at least a convincing round is going to lead them to a full buy here. They're going to have everything they need to show us whether they have got a set piece available, some fakes going on. We see nothing towards middle, nothing towards B, just defaults into contact plays today. It's really not working out for them.
Flamey's doing the scaffold smoke again, so that's going to come on in. Boomich over towards B to deal with the push. Oh, he's going aggressive, actually. So this is not a quick approach from Na'Vi, which just gave them a little bit of success. They're just limping out across the ramp, and Boomich he wants a kill. He's just going to push straight on up.
Stay here, I think. I'd like to sit in this corner. This is a great position to be in. In terms of just sound cues and getting intel, that's huge.
And it means that his teammates can rotate across, right? They need to be a little bit safe, but they could also bait for him that they're still at a distance. Bimas is probably not too aware that somebody can be so up close and personal right now. And as kills are going on across the rest of the map, he might even start thinking to rotate.
Let's have a look then, Chad. It's going to be coldzera defending middle, but Boomich does make himself known. It's not worked out, though. A couple of kills come in for Faze. coldzera, there's significant damage towards Flamey. Not quite enough as Brokey rattles off short with the AWP. He won't be finding the kill, but Flamey, he answers back. That could be the bomb plant here. It certainly is. Simple. It's happening again, Chad. These last 3 rounds always seem to fall apart for Faze. Rain will be left in a 3 versus 1. He will get Flamey, no problem, but still, the final boss. Simple, waiting the other side. Thought it's a flashbang, but the flashbang is actually very effective here. Rain can do this. Great shot, 1 versus 1. Perfected towards the beast there. He's got a position. He's fluffed it. He's absolutely fluffed it there. Rain with a huge clutch, and he's gifted that final kill. Perfected doesn't even play with the C4.
Yeah, he was so committed at that point. With that kind of plant, that's what we're calling the default plant now. You can sit back on towards the stairs and you can jiggle left and right and potentially set yourself up for a duel, force that CT to have to come to you. He was just out in the open.
Yeah, I think what his mindset is there, being the rookie, and he's getting calls from Simple that flash. I mean, back up. He's trying to be part of the equation there and have the quick trade. But ultimately, he should be playing for the round there, right? He's got such a strong position, like at the late stages as well. There'll be no smoke for Rain. There'll be no utility. Just playing off that bomb, jiggling it. I feel like that was the correct call, but he's one of the younger players, and he gets bested in a great 3 versus 1 for Rain. He's been in fantastic form this week, and we get into the final round of this first half. 9-2. Na'Vi need this. They've got enough for AK-47s. The AWP for Simple as well. Bear in mind, no helmet makes him very vulnerable, but it will be electronic to open things up. This time towards middle.
That was actually great spacing, right? They had 2 individuals go up the ladder silently there and 1 creep through middle. And the timing on that...
This is the setup. This is the Molotov smoke setup from Kenny. Sorry.
Oh, did it land? It might be burning a little bit low there. It didn't look like it completely landed on top. So if they were to throw the smoke, it may have fluffed it. So Na'Vi, the Molly, it wasn't great, but they still have a chance here as they want to dance on back through middle. Nico wants to push forward. He has to deal with electronic. He saw the leg. That's information, but it's gone both ways.
So... Faze with just a couple of smokes there. A 5-4 in favor of Na'Vi. The last round should have been there as a 3-on-1. Didn't even play with a bomb there at all. But still, going towards B now. Flamey trying to get his early information. You can see Bimas. He is very committed to this one. He's being baited in by Brokey as well. This should be perfect. Bimas should be on for a couple. They're going to have no idea he's there. But Perfecto, knife out. It's going to cost him his life. And there's a couple of kills now. Simple with the AWP. This is far from ideal. Running out of bullets and still with time to reload. Grabs the AK-47. Electronic will wallbang him. And now they do have time to reposition. This is looking clumsy from Na'Vi, but still their individual prowess is carrying through some of these situations. 3 kills from Electronic on for the ace, but I can see one player sneaking in towards sandbags. You're never checking this, Chad. You're never checking this in a million years.
Not this late either. You wouldn't be expecting somebody here. There's no Molotov in play. The smokes are going down, and look at this. Nico steps out. The last 2 kills. That's a 10-2 half right there for FaZe Clanners. They are looking absolutely fantastic right here on Vertigo. This bit of a gambit pick from Na'Vi. It's not paying off right now. Maybe their CT side will be just as strong. Just have to wait a quick 60 seconds before we get this one back underway. But as I will do throughout today, ladies and gentlemen, MR12, max rounds 12 is what we're playing. Traditionally with Counter-Strike, you would be seeing max rounds 15. That means first to 16 to win. In our format, it is first to 13. This is something which we used to use about, I don't know what, 16, 17 years ago, back in previous iterations of Counter-Strike with different money systems, and we're just experimenting a little bit. We're in a bit of a weird place, so we're challenging the conventional wisdom of Counter-Strike, and what better way to do it here with some of the world's best.
I absolutely agree, Chad, and this second half doesn't look like it will be getting very deep here, considering it is a team-centered map and the form we're seeing from FaZe, but still, they have given up big leads before, and I'm sure we can all recall the last couple of months. We'll get into that now, but for now, we do have Force of the Kevlar, some decoys as well, Chad. Now, FaZe are one of the teams that have been experimenting with the decoy flyovers. What can you really do on Vertigo, do you think? T-Spawn, you can maybe throw some decoys over at the start or towards the end of the round, maybe. Go over some, like, just baiting some stuff out. We see that on Train a lot. I think Vertigo probably lends itself towards that sort of play.
Even as simple as just masking footsteps on a map like this might be absolutely huge, right? Even if you're just able to drop them over towards the bridge position or up towards middle, the sound cues of that might be enough to mask where the Ts are actually going.
They've dropped them all in T-Spawn. Like, they threw them all out. I think you're absolutely dead on. They're trying to make things confusing. And it's going to be a straight-up B rush. It's going to be the first kill for Simple, but Brokey will answer back. A straight-up B rush from FaZe there. It's working out tremendously. Brokey has looked sharp today, to say the very least. Bomb down. Could be the round in itself. The CTs rotate back in, but they've got so much to do here. Nico on the backstab as well. He's towards the A side.
This is actually fantastic news for Faze here, having somebody up so close. He can pivot off either side from the calls of his teammates. He's actually going to fight first. So Brokey, what can he get done here? With the Glock in hand, he's fighting on the left, the right, the left, the right. He doesn't know where to go, but the kills are happening around him. Brokey just had to stand tall, and he will get the final. That's 3 players staying alive right there for Faze, and 11 rounds on the board now. Only 2 more away from taking us to map number 3. Now, Henry, those decoys right there, right? Now, just for people who might not be too familiar with why it might be more viable on a map like this as compared to, say, Inferno or Dust 2, to actually use them for the purpose of noise, because you spawn basically on top of each other, right? It's 2 different levels in this map. The footsteps can be relatively hard to identify, and if there's extra gunshots, extra noise going on, it becomes even more confusing. So I like that from Faze, just forcing an already flustered Na'Vi to be even more so.
So bear in mind that $50 each. On maps like Train as well, you can use them to make it look like a smoke going over the top, for example. There are many different ways, and Faze are one of the few teams still experimenting with that. They are trailblazers, I suppose, in that sense. It's not a massive part of the game, but certainly interesting. As we get to the second round, it has to be the force fight. It has to be a victory from Na'Vi, to be honest with you. Desert Eagles at MP9, barely anything else. This first kill falls against them. There will be absolutely 0 chance they recover. Grenades landing on the site. That's going to do a ton of damage, but no kills found at least. You can see they maybe detected stack there, so going to fall back. Faze go more into a default formality setup here. We'll see whether this works out for them, and actually high-tailing it towards A. Considering it is through 3 grenades in the B bomb site, you wouldn't necessarily expect many people to be there. You can see how quickly they transition over. Molotov towards the sandbags, and in we go. Rains lead the way with the Mac 10.
Nobody's watching Flamey's position right now. As I say that, Cold Zero, he picks up the slack. We'll find the frag, and now onto the site they go. The kills continue to fall as Nico finds the head of Boomich. But it's just Electronic up and over the top with the Deagle. Will stall out Rain's progression, but it's still 4 players alive on that A bomb site right here. And look at this. Nico taking a page out of Zipex's book. Will use the smoke to take down Simple, and that's the danger man dealt with. This shouldn't have too much more in it.
No, I think you might be right there, Chad. Perfecto will be left in a 3 versus 1. This is for map points. It's Na'Vi to pick up the first map here, but it looks like FaZe have got a locked-in second. Vertigo will be leading us to round number 15. We've got about $3,000 per player. Not really much else to talk about at this point, Chad. I think we all know they just have to buy, do their best, and see whether they can keep themselves afloat. I don't see them finding 10 rounds in a row to even make this a possibility. You believe him?
No, definitely not. I don't think $2,400 in the bank balance is going to get them too far. It's 5 Deagles, a bunch of utility, a defuse kit at least, and look. Oh no, Flamey. Oh no, I'm sorry that we were on your perspective for that. So Flamey's done the classic. He's throwing the Molotov through the crane. It can be a little bit clunky.
There's a lot of things.
Certain bars it can hit, certain ones it doesn't. You have to really spend a bit of time practicing. Not just, if you see someone do it in the stream, that's great, but when you have to jump on in at home, you got to make sure you're doing it right, and Flamey wasn't. He's going to be taken out of the equation. Boomich goes down. Oh, no.
Oh, I think we might be done here, boys. It's going to be a 5 versus 3. The Deagles will do what they can, but Vertigo might have to stay in the doldrums here for Na'Vi. It hasn't really been a good showing for them whatsoever. Interesting that they even wanted to float this one, but either way, we're going to see it come into its logical conclusion now. FaZe, to be honest, they looked like the better team on Inferno in that first half. It looked like they were running away with it. Fantastic effort from Na'Vi to actually take that first map. But we are going to go to a third unless something absolutely ridiculous happens right now. Perfecto does get 1. Simple to extinguish the smoke, but I feel like that's all he can do. 1 more frag to be found potentially, but that's going to be FaZe converting map number 2 there. We go 1-1 and we're heading to Nuke, ladies and gentlemen. Chad, it wasn't quite as entertaining as the first map, was it? We can't say that, but still we learned a lot.
Yeah, it delivered, but for a different reason, right? What I actually take away from this going forward is FaZe, even though they don't play the map, have practiced the map. And if I'm another team who looks at that and I also don't really play the map and FaZe float it and I'm thinking about picking it, maybe in the future I won't pick it against FaZe. If you're a team like Astralis or a team who plays a lot of Vertigo, then pick it, sure. But FaZe here have potentially just got a free opportunity right now to say, hey, look, we're serving.
That's what we were saying as well, coming into the pre-game, right? We said when Vertigo first came in, the exact same thing happened. They kind of dominated the early stages of it, and at that point, no one wanted to play them on it. So another statement performance, potentially. Great scenes. Can't wait for Nuke. Hi, Frankie.
Hello. Well, that was incredibly fast, boys. And yet, I was impressed with the patience shown on the side of FaZe on that CT half. Like Nico, for example, we're seeing it right here on screen. That boost, he held that position. It must have been for like a minute. They never over-rotated, it felt like. Unlike, say, G2 when we were watching them on Inferno yesterday, it seemed like if anything was seen on one site, there was a call and literally backup would arrive straight away. Here, what really impressed me, I felt like, was Faze were actually just letting each player live up to their individual potential. And BMAS in particular, I felt saved the day quite a few times on the B side, Chad.
Yeah, he was a safe pair of hands, right? And as a kid coming into the team, that's all you can really ask for from him. He had a couple of multi-frag moments there, and he was getting a bit done. Even on that round where he saved the AK, he dropped down and got a kill into Flamey, which helped facilitate the rush out of Na'Vi, or at least the rushed round out of Na'Vi, where Faze were able to pick that one up with Deagles. So all in all, this is just a positive for Faze out of this. Even though they lost map 1, it was super close. Vertigo was fantastic, and well, Nuke is number 3. This one could go anywhere.
Now, Henry, clearly this is not Na'Vi's map yet, and we're probably not going to see them play it for a while after that. But what about Faze? Do you think actually maybe they should add this back into their playbook?
Like Chad said, coming into this one, Faze are pretty comprehensive across the board. They're very well versed in all 7 maps. This is great to see them actually working on it a little bit more. I don't think it'll become a mainstay of theirs, but it's good to know they can have it in their back pocket. It can be floated sometimes in these sort of matchups where they know their opposition vetoes Vertigo as well. I don't think they're quite ready to take on the likes of Astralis yet, but considering some of the kind of blunders we saw, the missed smokes, etc., they still look a little bit clunky, but still certainly enough for them to be putting into their map pool and suggesting they can play it.
Well, call that one an intermission, because we knew that neither team was going to be the most confident on Vertigo, but I'm very, very glad that Faze got the W, because it means we get to go to a third map, and it means we get to go to Nuke, and I have a feeling that Na'Vi are going to return to their normal selves for this one. So we're going to take a short break where we find out about one of our charities for Gamers Without Borders, and then we'll be back afterwards for the final map.
and it's never going to get
Hello, welcome back to Gamers Without Borders. We are on to map 3 of this semi-final between Na'Vi and Faze Clan. And Faze Clan managed to bring things back quite easily, to be honest, on Vertigo, just now getting revenge for Na'Vi stealing Inferno from their clutches. So we're about to go to Nuke. And myself and Chad were just chatting in the break about the addition of BMAS to Faze, because they've played Nuke twice out of the 4 series they've completed since BMAS joined, and it seems to be that he's able to hold his own, but this is quite a complicated map to pick up for anyone, let alone a player coming to Faze, Chad.
Yeah, I think Nuke, people need to understand, is probably the most technical in terms of knowing how to rotate and when. And that comes down, obviously, to very good communication. But that's a lot of the theory side of Counter-Strike, right? A lot of the stuff they do behind closed doors, where they're actually able to work as a team and discuss these options and decisions they're going to make before they get into the server. Now, for a young kid like BMAS to come in, he's got the fantastic aim. Maybe Yanko will tell him where he needs to be and when. Or if he's taking Olof's position, there might not be too much need for that. But on the T side, that's where it's going to be a lot more difficult for him. So we do have a knife round on the third map. If FaZe can start on the CT side, I feel like they can close this out.
I know you like
easily.
a knife, Chad.
I love a good knife. Yeah, you call that a knife, Henry? This is a knife. I don't think I could ever do any more Australian cliches if I ever tried. But yeah, BMAS is the one I'm keeping my eyes on, just because he's the newest, and Nuke is a very technical map.
Do you need to buy a knife to be good at Counter-Strike?
I think so. I feel like if you get like a pink knife as well, that's my favorite sort of setup. I have pink gloves, a pink knife, a pink gun. Everything's pink in my inventory. I feel like it increases my skill by at least 2%. So I would recommend that to everyone at home.
Flusher has said to me previously that he was only going to ever equip a knife when he opened one. So Flusher from Fnatic is a little bit of a purist in the sense of he's not going to go out there and buy it. He's going to wait until it comes to him through the randomness of Gabe's I guess.
Might be waiting a while. Takes a while.
He could be. Plus, you got to open a lot of cases. Look how many Bardolphs open. You know, there's a lot of cases to be opened out there. So I'm going to go with no, Frankie. You don't need any skins to be better at Counter-Strike.
Okay, I'm glad. I'm really glad to hear that, because I only buy stickers, and most of the stickers I bought have got Lecro's name on them recently. So
Poor Lecro.
Poor Lecro, yeah, I bought a Deagle, called it Lecro's Bay, and then put 4 stickers of Lecro on, because I really like Lecro, and I miss him already. Na'Vi, though, on Nuke, and a team that has also got good form. To be honest, I feel like this is going to be the closest map of all, just because these are 2 teams that are very confident on it. However, Na'Vi's confidence clearly being knocked recently, and in the interview I did with Flame, he does say he feels like they're getting back towards the team that we saw at Katowice, and yet I still feel like there's something missing. We see this team at LANs, we see them, they're very, very close as a unit. They normally move as one socially, they're together, and I feel like Simple he's a taskmaster, he's a perfectionist, and it must be very hard playing in isolation, not able to discuss things as a group.
Yeah.
So I'm just wondering if it is that isolation that is the issue here.
So we had the privilege of speaking to Blade and a couple of people from the Na'Vi camp within the early stages of Pro League, and then Road to Rio. We had some opportunities to talk to them a little bit more. And that was one of the things that they highlighted, right, was it's difficult without everybody in the same place to get the same atmosphere going. And that goes without saying, right? But some of the other things, I guess, that shouldn't take so much of a toll is you can balance your regular life a little bit better now, right? It's not the players aren't on the road all the time, so they're able to actually sit and recoup and be at home. So it has its pros and cons, but obviously from a competitive standpoint, not having the teammates next to you to give them the old fist bump or high five or see their emotions or feel their emotions, for a highly emotional team like Na'Vi, yeah, that's a problem. But it's a problem for everybody. Whether or not you can deal with it, that's a different question, right? So I think that Na'Vi, you know, you go into Katowice and you win it, and then you have a bunch of online tournaments. You don't have that same feeling, right? That same feeling is not going to be with you, and that's probably what they're suffering from the most. Is that they hit this peak, they hit the top of the tables. You know, you get Katowices, they're not far under majors when you think about like the totem pole of tournaments. And once you put that in mind, to be able to go back and then want to compete at the same level and have that same passion, it's difficult to produce. Obviously, Simple can, but it's not for everybody.
One thing I will say, Chad, is that I'm not seeing the same level of evolution from Na'Vi. They look like they're quite static in terms of a tactical point of view. I'm not seeing like crazy innovations from their kind of road from Rio, of course, and then the EPL as well. We're not seeing much in terms of change, and you'd think that would be the opposite, right? With coach like Blade involved, you'd think we're seeing some crazy new tactics, crazy fakes, and like different variations of strategies. It's pretty vanilla, if you ask me, which is different to the historic Na'Vi lineups.
Yeah, and I think the reason for that is because they lead with their weapons, right? They lead with, I don't mean the leadership, but what I mean is their key point of attack here is through Simple and Electronic. When you have weapons as sharp as those two individuals, you should be able to get yourself a lot of openings and approach the game in the way that you want. But if those two individuals aren't on form and you're getting the three other players, Flamey, Boomich, and Perfecto, not performing to a subpar level at all, then the team isn't going to function, right? So this is where the question is, do they have to be more of a team where they focus on what you're talking about, more team-based Counter-Strike where everybody gets a fair shot or a fair crack of the whip? Obviously, Simple is going to get more of them. But do they have to tailor their gameplay that way? Do some of the risks that Simple takes or some of the decisions they make for Simple, is that a detriment to the team? Those are questions which, you know, definitely could be spoken about and questioned. But I'm going to lead in the same direction I've always been. Simple is the best player, in my opinion, to ever touch the game. And to make it work, they need to make it work, not around him, because he has to play as part of the team, but they need to make it work with him being the star. That's the only way I see these guys being the world number one.
A little birdie came into my ear a second ago and said that we have time for a speed session. I'm quite looking forward to watching this because it means we get to see Brocky and his new look. And if you missed the show yesterday, it's quite something. So let's find out what the players had to say when I grilled them about all things Counter-Strike.
Do you remember the first time you tried to play CS? How did it go?
I think I was at my family friends, and they had this older guy who played CS 1.6, and I tried it on his PC. Obviously sucked, and he laughed at me, but I found it quite interesting.
I don't remember, but my brother told me that I was 4-year-old. He tried to give me playing.
I don't know the situations, but I think it was like a standard thing when it comes to older brothers, when I walked into my older brother's rooms, and yeah.
I got absolutely wrecked. It was in an internet cafe in Denmark. I have a computer, but it wasn't good enough to run Half-Life back then, and then the mod came. It was back in 99, I think it was. So it's 21 years ago. But yeah, I remember it, and I really enjoyed it back then.
I do remember it was 10 years ago, and it went very bad.
When I was 5 or 6 years old, I have a cousin, which we went to the computer club, and then he showed me some Counter-Strike. It was like 1.5, I guess.
What do you think your most memorable play in professional CS is?
Just what popped into my head is the clutch against Stavanger, I think.
Probably winning Copenhagen.
I think it was Dream McMullen in the final round against Vitality, of course, but it was maybe not the craziest play, but in the situation, I think it was mostly of that.
I think I have to say ESL Pro League Season 10, when we came in and won it, beating Astralis 2-1 on home soil was really amazing.
Definitely the Deagle ace I did against 100 Thieves, no doubt.
I have two the biggest memories. The first one is when I put record against Boomich on E-League Major, because it was so good, you know, when I just did 30 frags. And the second one, I would probably say the first major final, because it was the emotions which I really wanted. I really wanted to win major, and it was something unbelievable when we went on stage.
What does your practice schedule look like now?
We have been practicing for 4 weeks, something like this. So we don't obviously want to overblow it by playing every single day, especially because it's good weather outside and we should be thinking about other stuff as well. Otherwise, like, everyone in this team are spending time inside, and if we would practice 24/7, it would obviously hurt the team more, I feel like.
I play like 6 to 7 hours a day, and then we have off, and then we can do our thing ourselves.
We're playing like 5 days in a week, I think. But after what I think it was Road to Rio, we took a little break. I think people needed it because it was so much to play.
Normal routine schedule is practice 5 to 6 times a week, approximately 7 to 8 hours a day.
Now we wake up at 10 a.m. We meet up on Discord. We have a little chat, you know, to make sure we're all in a good mood coming into the practice, and we just practice. We have a lunch break and we practice until like 7 or 8 p.m.
At 11 I'm going to play some deathmatch and stuff like this, aimbots. 12 we have work with our coach, me and Perfecto. We're working together to fix our mistakes. Then we working with team like 1 hour or 2 with some stuff. Then we play some 6 scrims with 1 hour break. And after this I'm working with Blade as well again to watch our demos from this practice to fix mistakes.
So those are some personal answers from our players, but now it's time to find out our analysts' answers, because of course you can never miss the opportunity to let Chad talk about his most memorable moment in his professional CS career. Go on, Chad.
ESO1 Cologne 2015, Renegades taking on Titan. That's the one. If you haven't seen that, it's actually in the game itself. So just open up Counter-Strike, go to the Majors tab, and you can find that game, ESO1 Cologne 2015, Renegades vs Titan. One of the greatest Counter-Strike matches ever played, actually, if I'm being modest.
I actually probably could have filled in that answer for you, to be honest, Chad. Henry, your most memorable pro player.
Picking up the trophy and the 2010 ENC, which is European Nations Championship Cup, Team UK versus France Grand Final at Gamescom. It was Henry G as captain against Shoxy, RPK, because it's the Smiths. And we lifted the trophy, 20,000 euros, biggest probably prize pool the UK ever seen. And that was the last event of my career as well, I think. So that was the big highlight. Went out with a bang.
Yeah. Now, though, you get to go out with a bang at events around the world, in stadiums around the world. So it's not bad.
We never
to play
have
on
the
stage
feeling.
in Sydney.
We never have the feeling of losing, Frankie, because even when we play the show matches, we have a lot of fun, so we win. But that's the worst thing about competing, right? Is the feeling of losing. Like, it stays with you for days. I don't know how the players can like lose a match or a tournament and then go into another tournament like a few days later.
He's cracking up. He's breaking up.
No, he's back. He's back.
I'm gonna blame Malta, because right now it is very cloudy and rainy, and there's probably gonna be a storm. I apologize.
It's lovely in London, Chad.
Yeah,
it's almost too hot of anything.
I'm sure it is.
Blue skies.
It's still hot here. Don't you worry about that, Henry. It's just raining.
We'll be hopefully brewing on the server soon as well. We just know that Nico's got some connection issues, so he's trying to sort those out right now.
I have a question for you, actually.
Yeah.
When did you first ever play Counter-Strike? Was it before your esports career? Did you get into it early? What happened?
I was 16, I think, and so it must be like 1.5, 1.6. And my boyfriend used to play like overnight, get your mum to sign a permission slip, so you could go play in a basement overnight. Wouldn't let me go with him. So I think I played a couple of rounds and then I didn't get to play anymore because he didn't want me to, because I don't think I did that badly. And then I didn't really play the game until I worked for Twitch. So actually, I think Counter-Strike was the first game I bought on Steam. But I was too nervous to play it when I played matchmaking. I got kicked. So So by people being like, this isn't your safe space, because I was like, I'm safe in my AWP. So yeah, I stopped playing. Then started playing Pop Flash, and then started playing matchmaking again. Realised I was not as bad as a lot of other people in the silver level.
It's a dangerous place. Matchmaking is a dangerous place out there, you know.
Yeah.
And if you can weather the storms of matchmaking, that's how you know you can make it. That's why Valve have it like that. So if you make it through that, then you can be a Counter-Strike player. That's kind of like initiation, I think, at this point.
Yeah.
But look. If you were going to the all-nighters back in the day, Frankie, it's probably a good thing you didn't go inside, because I went to a couple of those. That nothing worse than smelling in one of those after about 6 hours. It's not great. 16-year-olds with BO. It's Who won the knife? Did anyone pay attention?
I think Faze Clan did. They're on the CT side right now, so
Okay.
I'm assuming they will be starting there. It would make sense.
Bye,
And I
Frankie.
think we are underway. Thank you so much. That was a lovely segment. We filled up quite nicely. We're here at 6 p.m. European time as we get into the third and final map, Chad. I want you to give it the beans this time. I want you to really send it this game as we get into a Tech 9 in the pistol. I haven't seen one of those in bloody years. There's a shredded rush towards upper as well. Broken to defend, and Boomich with that first frag. It's looking good for Na'Vi here. They should have a clean plant going down. Tech 9 to defend as well. It's looking excellent for them. Nico's been smoked out towards main. There is a gap, but they've got so much to do now.
Yeah, and they're aware of the gap as well. But Nico's still going to find one. Flamey, not aware, as I thought one of his teammates had already spotted Nico. But look at this flank from Simple. He's already prepared for the post-plant scenario here. Boomich has another flash to work with. He can hear all this noise. This will be communicated across. And Na'Vi, well, they're ready to pounce on this one.
Absolutely. Here he comes. We'll keep it on Simple for now. And he's got an absolute shooting gallery. But he's sort of he's making it work for sure. The Tech 9 won't be a problem. Even go for the knife to close things out there. My goodness, what a brilliant round there from Simple. Wasn't the cleanest finish, but still a very exciting play. The Tech 9, Chad, you don't see many of those in the pistol round.
No, and that got dangerous there for a short moment, didn't it? I was a little bit worried that he was about to fluff a couple of those, because the Tech 9, look, it's gone through a lot of changes. And now one of the things, if you get a bit spammy with it, if you're trying to use it at range, it's not that potent. You know, it doesn't do what you need it to do. So, unfortunately, or fortunately, for Na'Vi right there, he still was able to convert a couple of clean frags, but we'll get back underway, and Faze will go for that 4 spy, scout out a couple of deagles. We're seeing the early secret smokes crossing outside here, so Na'Vi looking much more comfortable on this map than they were at Vertigo.
Absolutely. I'm not sure how we got to Vertigo, I'll be honest with you, but I'm glad to see us back on more familiar territory. It'll be ready to open things up, though. That's from main entrance towards Squeaky Door. Electronic taken out early. Still with 3 rifles here. It's Perfecto with the Mac 10, and Boomich. He gets his clock clean towards outside. That's a scout connecting. Beautiful shot from Brokey. It really is peaking into this series. And Rain, he's got a chance for a second here. Flamey can walk right into his crosshair with a jiggle. Will elude him, and Shorty goes down now. Preemptive spray. Might find a couple of kills with Cold Zera's deadly deagle, delivering on all fronts here. It's a 4 versus 1, but Simple, Chad, he wins these. He's got the bomb down towards lower, and he's got time to reposition. I say that the Tech 9 trying to scramble, shoots at the window, suggests he's moved out of position here, but this is going to be a very difficult round, taking a lot of damage, and there it is, a beautiful round there from Faze, and very fast pace from Na'Vi. Didn't really give himself a real fighting chance to get that first pick.
Yeah, after they lost that first kill, it felt like they could have potentially righted the ship, but unfortunately for them, Brokey with that scout, it's a big shot, and, well, that's probably the round at that point, because Na'Vi were left scrambling. There were smokes that they had to push through. The Deagles were up close and personal. There were 3 players in the top site ready to flood into lobby. If there was pressure towards ramp, they could rotate down the vent. Everything was looking good, and now the 4 spy will fall in favor of Faze. So with the $1,400 loss bonus coming on through, they also get the bomb plant, which means everyone hovering just at 2k mark. They go for a partial buy. They have enough to go for an all-in and potentially go for a fast top or a set piece into that top site. They can do smokes towards yard. There's heaps of options, but well, no. They're going with a save, Henry. They're just going with a save. Nothing crazy. Eagle, a smoke. That's it.
That is it. You're absolutely right. I guess on a map like New, they want to be fully equipped. They want to have their rifles out, so they're going to give them, and we're going to see the scout still in the hands of Brokey here, and presumably quite the clean round for Faze. It's going to be that second kill found by the aforementioned scout. 5 on 3 as Boomich now taking down to 32 points of power. So we can calm down here. There'll be no chance of Na'Vi really causing a dead. It's not really one of those maps where like train where you can sneak in a plant, you can send 5 players towards one position, you'd do very well on nuke. Your best chance when you get the bomb down the vent, but at this stage, absolutely 0 chance of a plant. But maybe a kill, a dink is delivered, but Nico down at 17 will find that final kill with the AK 2-1, and here comes the buy. So still, even after the full save chat, they'll only have AK's armor, maybe a couple of glills in there. Not looking good for a map like nuke.
Yeah, but let's keep tabs on this, right? So the first round was the pistol round, the second was a force buy, so both teams went all in. The third was just a partial investment. So we've only had, by traditional sense, or traditional CSGO sense, 1 save so far. Let's see how many more we get within this first half here, because once again, max rounds 12 we're doing. Traditionally we do max rounds 15, that's first to 16 to win. This time it's only first to 13 rounds, ladies and gentlemen. Easy one to keep tabs of. With these guns back out here, BMAS over towards the ramp position. That's Olof's shoes he will be filling. Broky's actually rotated lower with that scout, so he's going to be coming up secret.
Good call. We'll see if it works out for him. Certainly didn't for Rain, taken out through the smoke there. That's going to be the first kill for Na'Vi. See if they can hold on to this lead now. It's going to be difficult. They have Belly and Utility, and Nico starts to creep towards outside. Precise shot towards Electronic. And yet he sleeps away as well. I'm surprised Boomich didn't go for the challenge there, but they'll go back towards ramp, and BMAS really compromised position. Should be traded out. Has got a chance to drop down towards lower. No one chasing him as well, so that's a great pickup. Faze now find themselves in a 4 versus 3. We have 2 flashes, a single Molotov, and no real chance of a kill here for Na'Vi as of yet. The best bet is to go towards ramp, I would say, but Nico, he goes up towards the vent and actually gives a frag away. Coldzera looking to defend this now, and he needs at least 1 kill. This doesn't look good. Perfect flashbang towards the vent, and now here comes Flamey.
Are they going to clear it? They're not even going to look. Cold gets a chance to shoot in the back of Flamey. They know his position now. They have to deal with him, and Cold's done a good job of delaying this. Now it's Boomich and Simple left in a 2-on-2 situation. And BMAS, well, he's given that AK-47 over towards Brokey. He was put down to 22 points of health, so he's only traveling light, and that's with the Deagle in hand.
Bear in mind, this was a very light buy from Na'Vi. They came in with the rifle, sure, but didn't have enough. And they're going for the straight-up save with AK-47s available. No, it's a flashbang, so they're going to be setting himself up. Brokey, we'll see if the mask can find anything here. Cool, the flash actually caught him, I think. So we will see them go down to the 2 versus 1. Brokey probably doesn't fancy this one now. He's got the AK. The money's okay on the Faze side of things. He's certainly got to buy here, but he'll want to drop that AK over and get the AWP for himself. Nico will be the one to drop the AWP, maybe the mask. But we'll see now if Brokey will survive. Ideally, I would say give the AK towards BMAS, considering he's the ramp player. You want to have him having that 1-tap potential. So that would make sense. Money will be okay, but still, what a round from Na'Vi. They had to pick that one up, considering they had barely any utility. It was all down to that vent play, the creep up from Coldzera, led to their deficit.
So I was just watching that because when BMAS got a kill at ramp, Brokey was actually coming up ramp to help him. But the fact that he dropped meant both players had gone lower. And then Nico was in limbo, right? He wasn't too sure where he needed to be. Do I need to go help lower? Do I stay towards the top side? And by questioning that, it left just Coldzera solo in the site. So unfortunately didn't have all their soldiers in the right places. And it will be 2-2 right now as Na'Vi. It will be working with a Galil in the hands of Flamey, so it's not fantastic, but it's still serviceable. Perfecto has to win this duel against BMAS here, but he has to deal with Brokey on the line. They're actually going for a ramp crunch. They're going to push.
Yeah, this is a very common setup we're seeing these days. BMAS tucks in the corner. You see, they're trying to create a duel out of these young guns here. Towards ramp from Brokey, flashed off, but he has got the back button. He's firing off a shot there. That's almost by design. He wants to suggest he's fallen back. That flash was successful, so he can set up his teammate here. Flashing in, there could be a swing as well. BMAS probably going to check this one out. Great flash. Doesn't convert it, though. 2 targets. He shoots between the wickets, and that's going to be a 5-on-4 in favor of Na'Vi.
Oh, Nico's gone down as well in transition here, so they're going to continue to push forward. Rain will do his best to mop up the mess. Brokey's going to get Boomich as well, and they've completely rotated away from ramp here. They've stopped this Na'Vi push.
They certainly have. 3-on-3. You can see the reactive plays from Faze being deployed right now. Rain trying to get control of the lobby area. Smoke goes down. Big kill on the menu, and he hasn't converted. Perfecto still with 67 HP. Can stabilize here. Rain can't justify going for that kill. Didn't take any damage, but didn't find the frag required. Electronic towards Secret. Just having a look now for his teammates. Coldzera. Ooh, wow. That's a shot there. He shouldn't have any business getting that kill. Great snappy shot. And now a 3 versus 2 in favor of Faze. 25 seconds remaining, and Rain, he'll have to defend them as they look to go down the vent potentially. Good smoke.
Not a bad call. However, Brokey's already in the lower bomb site. That's unfortunate for them. If they do drop down the vent, Brokey will already be waiting. He just will have to deny him.
Should be the round, right?
Door. Yeah, this should be it.
10 seconds to go to the plant. Brokey knows it. Hello. 1 shot. Beautiful stuff there from Faze. No doubt they were going to pick that one up, and it's going to be 3-2 now. Money should be broken for Na'Vi, as we'll see them enter with about $2,400. And there we have it. Faze, another great round there. Good awareness, good positioning, and no chance that bomb was getting planted. So very good setup, and we should see, I assume, a partial buy here. Deagles, some Tech 9s potentially. Lost bonus not really there, though. It could just be the Felica.
We got a bit of convo in the server as well going on. Nico asking Electronic if he dinked him, and Electronic said, yeah, for 5 HP. So sometimes that'll happen if it's through a wall or whatnot, through the corner of something. The AKs and the Deagles, the M4s, they might not do as much damage as that sound suggests. But yeah, so this is the second partial investment from Na'Vi in this half, right? The first one we had on round number 3 of the game after they dropped to the force buy of Faze Clan, and now here they're in with another one. They've actually been getting the bomb down in 2 different occasions, so if they were able to plant in that previous and wasn't stopped by Brokey, then potentially a little bit more of a potent round coming on through, but you can just see how easy Faze dispatched this. It's like, okay, you guys want to buy Deagles and aim map? That's literally what we were designed for. Oh,
exactly.
Okay.
Well,
nice
Simple.
Simple.
He certainly was creative for those sort of shots as well, I would say. That's a lovely bit of work there with the Desert Eagle. Does take down Nico. Shouldn't be much more to be said about round number 6, to be honest with you, but we'll see what they can do with it. 3 Deagles up against a fully equipped Faze Clan. It's 4 versus 3 currently. And in terms of their final plans, it's not really much to talk about. They don't have any grenades to really get themselves into a position where they can get the bomb down. Rain will find one of the closing frags here. Just Boomich and Simple remain. They've got no armor. It's just going to be limping in towards areas here. It's very slow pace considering what they've got. I'm surprised they're waiting this long. There shouldn't be any world where Simple can find a kill, but as I say that, chat, it's a beautiful shot, and that's why they're waiting so long. Great stuff.
There's a gap now as well, so unless there's a third from Simple, so these are 3 1-dig headshots he's been able to land. Brokey doing his best impression right now is actually fluffed it, and Boomich has another, so now it's the youngster. The youngster, BMAS, left in a 1-on-2 situation against Simple and Boomich. He has to plant. He's planting for heaven. He's denied it. He just has to hide. The youngster, he's done it. He's absolutely foiled the plan.
There it is then. What a great round of Counter-Strike there. There's going to be no money for Boomich going forward as well. So there it is. Even after a hat-trick from Simple, the 1-digs from hell, and an impossible scenario. We called it done. They had no armor, no utility. He manages to get 3 Desert Eagle headshots. Everyone's typing nice shot in chat right now. And of course, you have to agree. What a brilliant round. Still wasn't quite enough there. It gets denied by BMAS as the bomb doesn't get planted, but still on the edge of their seat there. Faze get through, and we get into the next round here. And it's actually another weak investment from Na'Vi. Remember, they had bottomed the barrel off going forward in the previous round, so they only get 1900 here. It's a difficult one for them with Tech 9s and PT50s.
You know what I think's happened here? Because Boomich died after the time, and him not getting any loss bonus, he was the only one who wasn't able to get a buy, right? At least with an AK or a Galil. So he's probably called a partial investment. Simple's gone all in, has an AK-47 now, and this buy looks very lopsided. So even next round will be a compromised situation, because if they lose this, they're only going to get 2,400.
Well, this is why you have players like Simple on your team, I suppose, to win these sort of rounds. And Nico's, he got a couple of freebies there. Oh, he knows exactly where they are. What's that pre-aim about? He knows what they're up to. And Electronic will be taken down early. coldzera helps himself towards the lobby as well. Full control of the huts, but Simple finds him. Shot connects there from Brokey, but only slightly. Perfected down at 65. There's action all over the map here. Flaming in that Tech 9 is giving them the man advantage, but not for long. There is so much to keep up with.
What is happening?
I don't know, but the Tech 9 is delivering on all fronts. There's Rain coming up towards the vents here. Brokey will be joining him. He's towards top of heaven right now. When he goes down towards lower, Flamey has threaded the needle, and this partial investment has worked out tremendously well.
Yeah.
Just Brokey remaining. No chance of going for it. Money's actually broken as well. What just happened?
Okay, so Nico pushed outside and got a free kill. coldzera was in hut aggressively as the ramp contact was going down. They even threw a Molotov behind coldzera's position so they wouldn't expect anybody to be hut. But after Simple had babysat the other 2 individuals and got room, he turned around and caught coldzera out of position. So it was just positioning, timing. It was a bit of that for everybody in the early stages, and as soon as Na'Vi were able to get out onto the top side, well, that was it. Faze lost all the territory. They were chasing their own tail. Na'Vi walk away now and put a 3rd round on the board. We're sitting at 4-3. So we're over the halfway mark here within the first half. Poof, okay. It worked out. I didn't think there was any world that buy was going to work out.
Well, that's 2 mental rounds back to back now. So we've had the Desert Eagle sequence from Simple there. Wasn't quite enough to win, but the Tech 9, it certainly was. This one's certainly warming up at this stage as well. Map number 3 delivering on all fronts. Here's Nico pushing towards that side. Like I said, the pre-aim, he was so aware of their positioning there. That should have been the round in my opinion, but still, the Tech 9, Flamey sneaking through. Perfecto making it work as well. And we get this round number 8 here. It's going to be an investment from Faze. Quite a heavy one, down to $500 again, the magic number. They'll have Scouts, Deagles, CZs, and an AWP for Brokey. So we'll see whether that saved orb will be enough.
Yeah, well, it was enough before on the Force Spy they had in round 2 of the game, so there's always a chance. But coldzera getting spotted out early, he gets the kill. Boomich is down. Him and Rain are both low, and well, it doesn't matter. Rain's in a 1 dig of his own. So Flamey falls. These kills are going absolutely gangbusters right now.
I'm loving this so much, Chad. The Desert Eagle, one of the most exciting weapons to watch, and you got some of the world's best players with that weapon on the server right now. Rain, he drops from the heavens into his own grave, but still, it looks like it's enough for Faze here. 2 versus 1, but still not said and done. Perfecto, he has got a chance of winning this one. Orb and a Scout, and the clutch scenario here. Flashbang's available. Tech9 as well. Perfecto, he grabs the bomb. 1 minute on the clock here, and this is one very exciting game. One amazing series of Counter-Strike so far. He's had it all. We just need a knife kill to come in. I think we're off to the races. Perfecto. Chance of that first one with a dink. It's worked out from the USP, the flashbang combo. How many bullets do you have left in there?
I think he had like 5 or 6 when he started shooting. I didn't actually take a look. I just heard the click noise go.
Dead man's click?
Yeah, I was like, oh no, he's in a bit of trouble here. Obviously not wanting to make any sound cues. Didn't know exactly where the last 2 CTs were, but Brokey and BMAS playing together. The youngsters able to close that one out there.
Excellent work. Well, here we go then. Faze Clan answer back. It's certainly been a bit like a game of tennis. Who will break serve though? It's the full eco for Na'Vi, so maybe Faze have the upper hand going forward here. CT-sided map, but an MR12. This is a pretty good showing so far. Na'Vi just need 3 or 4 rounds, which they've already got. As we get into the next one here, shouldn't make much of a dent here, but I've said that about 3 times, and the most unbelievable deagle shots seem to be landing every single time. So we'll hold our breath for a second and see what Na'Vi can do with this.
Yeah, look, we know it's a little bit scrappier. We know that there are a few more risks and gambles being taken, but that's what's opening the door for some of these ridiculous plays that we're seeing or having a hard time seeing because of how much action is going on all across the map here. BMAS is going to get Boomage through the smoke. Nico takes down Flamey. Look, this is just duels everywhere. Everyone is just going around the map seeing if they can find fights. There's no rhyme or reason to this. It's just madness.
Yeah, well, here we go then. Another shooting gallery for Brokey. Rain will join him. A couple of pins down. That's electronic removed. It's simple and Perfecto once again. They like to slow things down, Chad. You can't really argue with them. The shots they were hitting before. There's waiting for mistakes to be presented, and there might not be many more because Simple's left with just himself and 4 Faze players on the server here. 45 seconds remain, and towards outside he goes. 1 kill, probably top end in this particular scenario, but never underestimate Simple. He's capable of doing unspeakable things here. Finds himself an M4 and makes his way down towards lower. Bomb on his back, making a few sound cues, and coldzera will take him down there. Getting to the bookend of this first half. Faze Clan 6-3 up, and the money not broken for Na'Vi with the loss bonus being there, but going to be a few compromises. 1 player in the form of Simple can only afford AK and armor on the nose.
Just a question, Henry. When you're spectating through GoTV, is Simple's crosshair different to everyone else?
Right, I have that disabled right now.
Yeah, for me, it's only showing up for Simple, but everybody else has like got my crosshair, which is strange. I'm not even sure how to get that going. I just wanted to see if you were seeing what I was seeing.
No, I've got a big red one for whatever reason. Don't know why.
You like red?
Yeah, so there we go. We're going to get into the next round here, and we'll be seeing Nico, aggressive outside. He is going to be playing with fire here. A couple of players in front of him. The first is through the smoke. That's Boomage, but Electronic will trade him out. That was from Secret. 4 and 4 should be favouring Na'Vi, considering it's down towards Secret as well. Thought about the rotations on Nuke, and in terms of the lower bomb side right now, we just have 1 player. That's going to be BMAS. He's coming in from ramp, meaning the aforementioned position is going to be open, and Rain, he's sitting the smoke over the old nutmeg here. Chad, see him, he can outposition Flamey, catch him off guard, but he tucks himself in behind the orange boxes here. This is actually right down to the wire. I don't know who wins this. Looks like Flamey. Guaranteed frag. The Galil comes out trumps, and the double kill. Great awareness there from Flamey. 4 versus 2. Brokey's still alive with BMAS here, and they've got utility, but the flashbang catches the AWPer in the face. A minute remaining. Shouldn't be a world where Na'Vi give this one up, but anything can and will happen here.
At least one of the positives right now for Brokey, he's looking to heaven, but nobody's home. So the Molotov he's about to throw is going to...
there it is.
It's dipped down the ladder, hasn't it? Hasn't it? You couldn't... Even if he tried, if you said, Brokey, I'll give you $50, mate, if you land the Molotov down the ladder cleanly without being able to see, he'd miss it every time.
Oh, it does happen at the worst possible scenarios. Still, they do have a fighting chance. Doesn't look great in the 4 versus 2, but we'll see what they can make of it. Brokey, Desert Eagle, Simple's on the other side towards Squeaky, but the bad news is towards ramp. Perfecto's there as well. He'll get that first kill, no problem. Lovely shot. Still has a chance here. One of the best clutch players in CSGO right now, but does take a bullet to the face. Through the hut, admittedly. Still with a chance here, but it's diminishing by the second chance. Great shot towards Flamey, but I think his objective now will be to save that AWP.
He's quick though, isn't he? And the fact that he's been able to do that much damage early, I think that might make Simple and Electronic think better of this chase. Electronic could start combing in his direction if he wants, but Simple definitely has to stay planted with that C4 in the lower bomb site. As every second ticks on past. I think that was my best.
Beautiful.
That was my best South African accent, accidentally.
I liked it.
Yeah. But look, what's this? Round 4 on the board for Na'Vi, so this will be round 10 in total, coming to conclusion. We've got 2 more rounds within this first half. And, you know, back in the day, Nuke was probably a map where a 12-3, 11-4 scoreline was very expected. So in this format here and how Counter-Strike has kind of changed and chopped around, I think 8-4 is probably a scoreline Faze would be kind of happy with. That seems potentially par for the course, you know, with a few less rounds in play. 8-4 is not a bad mark to find yourself, especially after losing pistol.
Yeah, you're dead on there. I think that's a good point. They'll be happy with what they have so far. And to be honest with you, could get a couple more, Na'Vi. Look what they're up against here. Sure, Broke got the AWP after surviving the previous round, but they haven't invested much here at all. A few CZs, a couple of Deagles, no armor, apart from Bimas, who will be picking up some Kevlar there. And Na'Vi, they just need to slow this one down. They don't need to go for a fast-paced round here. Work out with the AWP's position and then work with that information. Currently, Brokey's towards the ramp. And it's towards the hut. We'll find that first kill. coldzera strikes back, though. Compromised position, but he makes it work. The last 2 bullets of that CZ. He connects towards the head of Flamey here. Is he worth one more? Apparently not. Electronic will find him. But still, the action continues here. That's a big kill. 2 versus 1. Brokey, he's still part of this, but the sound cue from the Molotov won't be heard. The shot, it almost connected, Chad. Can you imagine if it did? He'd actually maybe win that round. Close, but no cigar.
Yeah, I think I would have blown the roof off this place. This whole chaotic pistol round situation that we have going on with these low buys. I think every single round other than round number 3, which is when Na'Vi had that, you know, 2 Deagles, every single round like that has felt competitive, right? We had Simple, he got those 3 absolute bangers. We had the one just before with the saved AWP and the Scout, where BMAS came out and won the 2v1 situation against Perfecto next to the vent. They've been down to the wire a lot of these rounds, so both teams struggling to keep their head above water here. And we might even get tied straight down the middle at 6-6 as we do move into the last round. Nico's just found the timing here, and he might find a free kill on Electronic. He does exactly that, but traded through the smoke. Boomich well there.
Certainly wasn't a freebie towards the end of it. Boomich through the smoke does answer that, but Brokey arrived at the scene of the crime. They might not anticipate a second player there. It's a sniper as well. You can see how weak Faze look in this final round here. Just 3 flashbangs, no kits, 3 players without helmets as well. Na'Vi have every advantage they get asked for. And in CSGO, a 4-4 technically favors the terrorist side. Maybe not so much on Nuke due to its verticality and the transition of the CTs, but we'll see what can be done here. 1 minute 10 remaining. Brokey will go towards ramp, and it's the outside smokes deployed by Na'Vi. Rain will lose his vision, and for now, still very slow. Final round here. Na'Vi don't want to give anything away.
Yeah, and one of the things that FaZe have been doing a lot is aggroing lobby, getting in hard, pushing behind their smokes. You've seen Rain go for a couple of nutmegs in Squeaky Door. Those kind of plays, they're not on the agenda here within the last round of the first half. They're dipping right on back. They're giving Na'Vi a bit of respect, a bit of room to work with. And with no flashes, well, with only flashes to work with here on the FaZe side, they don't really have a way to stall on out. They have to hit some shots, and Cold will take down the first.
Here we go then. Na'Vi do make their way towards the upper bomb side. The final round, 30 seconds remaining. It's just the FAMAS waiting for them. We're down to a 2 versus 1, but it's the big man himself, Simple, with a window to get down towards that vent. Does he take it? Oh my goodness! How is he still alive? What a shot from Simple! It's not quite enough there. Oh my goodness, I thought he'd done it there, Chad. Down the vent could have been the correct call, but how did he survive to even get that first shot off?
Yeah, the acrobatics on the ladder right there. Stylish stuff from Simple, but he was able to convert that, and they managed to get 6 rounds on that T side. They would have been celebrating a little bit early, I think. So now with the 7-5, it's not split right down the middle, but we're getting pretty close. That's a very respectable half right there from that of Na'Vi. They were able to string 2 rounds together. That was the most, but it doesn't really matter, right? You just get 1 on the board, you get 1 a little bit later, and then they still have a threatening half here. So FaZe going to have a lot of work to do, but we've watched this team play Nuke for 2 months straight.
Sure.
We know every single smoke wall that FaZe have to offer. I want to see if they throw these smoke walls and scrim through them. You know, throw a little bit of this pug randiness at it, because if we know it from watching, I can guarantee you Na'Vi and Blade as the staff, they know what to expect too. So some variations, you know, you can throw the same set pieces, but have people go different lines, go different angles.
I want to see some more experimental Counter-Strike, Chad. Some of the stuff they've been saving, some of the more interesting, innovative stuff to come through. We'll see if FaZe have been working on a sort of mad experiments, but getting into round number 13 here, the first of the second half of our final map now. No Tech 9, sadly, but there is a PT50 and armor for Rain, who's been in great form recently. Look out for him. He'll be getting towards outside, of course, that range advantage, and Simple, here's the seeded armor combo. So here comes the first interaction. Simple and Electronic working towards outside. Electronic does fire off a couple of bullets, but nothing connecting just yet. Vision removed by the smoke, and he'll fall back. So what's the play now?
Yeah, definitely not pushing through that. That would be an ill-advised idea. He's actually going to push straight through. This is what I'm talking about, Henry. You're not going to see that every day of the week. As Nico, he appears like Houdini, takes down Electronic, and now it's Flamey who's going to pull out a bit of magic. Simple will take down Rain, but Boomich onto Brokey means we find ourselves in a 3-on-4.
That's crazy. The bomb getting dropped as well. They can't go for the fast plant here, but Nico, probably the best weapon on the ladder, I would say, but it's not going to be connecting. The burst fire, he'll have to go for it. He's still willing to take this fight. He actually gets up, and he's got his teammates behind him as well. That's a kill for Nico. Drive-by on Boomich here, and they've surely got full control, but Na'Vi keep pushing back. Bimas left in the clutch. It's not going to be enough. Another exciting round there. Nice work from Nico to get those 2 frags, pushing the main smoke as you anticipated, up the ladder. Teammates behind him, but still so accurate from those USPs. They fend them off, and they close the gap.
Yeah, the round started perfectly. You get a freebie on Electronic, who probably would have punched his monitor. That's what I would have done if somebody just did what Nico did to me. And then they're still able to convert the round right there. So this is where Faze, they think better of the force by Henry. They didn't plant, right? They didn't get the bomb down, but they're still going for a save. And this is where MR12, you need to approach the game differently. Traditionally, Faze, they'd be going for a buy within this type of a round, right? They'd be trying to stay threatening. But here, they're taking the save. Next round, they're going to get the 2400 loss bonus. It means they can have the AK-47s out across the board. And things are going to be looking good for them going into the next gun round, because look, it might be 4 MP9s right here, but the longevity of these for Na'Vi, it can't stay for as long as what maybe it previously could have.
Yeah, we've seen Na'Vi make it work in the past, though. Like, I always say this to them, like, they got the MP9s going into it, but if there was a map to have close-range little duels and ratty positions, the MP9, it could deliver, and it sets them up for that massive bonus potential, right? Like, if they win the next round, let's say this is a clean one, they have the MP9s, I would say they probably throw away maybe one of them. If they have the chance to get the AWP out, they'll probably do that. They're simple the AWP and keep the MP9s. That's their usual go-to. That's if it's a clean sweep, right? But, yeah, I feel like it could work on you. Got top of the heart towards ramp. You have to change things up, but is it worth the risk in MR12? That's the question. You don't have as much longevity to experiment with these sort of bonus rounds and see what kind of risks you can take. As Electronic, he'll start charging in here, farming the money, want the MP9s to find all the kills as possible. They get 4 of them. That's exactly what they wanted. Now, this is interesting. They can afford the AWP, but they could drop it over. I don't think they will, but that's an option for them. They can keep 3 MP9s, have an M4, and the AWP Simple would be enough to win the round. But let's see what they've got in mind here, because he's already got the M4, right? So there's the AWP. He's done it.
Yeah, okay. He did it.
So there it is. So I don't mind this talk. That, in my opinion, is the best move they could have made. It gives them a bit more of a bite in this round, and still they're saving a lot of money going forward as well.
Yeah, and Electronic's taken the M4, right? So with that in mind, you've got your 2 most powerful players with the most powerful weapons on the side right here. It's going to be a hard top, though. What is this from Faze? They're just barreling on in. The smokes, the mollies, the flashes, it's all going on through, and this is where the MP9s can do the absolute most damage. But Boomich, he won't get anything more than 1 Perfecto taken out of the equation. Ooh. Electronic through the smoke, that M4 in vain, and everybody's fallen. Simple now has to save.
What an assertive call from Faze Clan there. We were talking about the buys, the nuances of the next round coming in. But no, it's a straight up upper rush there. It's the perfect counter. You'd think the MP9s get pushed out more damage there, but they just weren't ready for it. Perfect play from Faze, and they're going to be taking the lead here. 8-7. Their first round on the board of the T side. It's Simple desperately trying to hold on to his AWP. Always towards the window room. There's no way he survives this. I say that. The CZ's out, Chad. There's a chance. The AWP, the quick scope. Oh, it connects. And Brokey, he'll be left with a bit of egg on his face there. He could... There was a world he could jump on the bomb there, to be honest with you. I mean, he might have got it. And Simple continues to find players here. He doesn't win the round, but it's enough.
Yeah, have you ever gone fishing? Have you ever been fishing before?
I have a few times.
Okay, so when we used to go fishing, we used to throw burley in the water to bring the fish.
Right? Catapult, so?
Well, that's what I think that Simple just did. He threw the smoke as bait down on the site to get all those little fishies of Faze to come back towards the bomb to see if he could do any more economical damage. He got another kill because of that. Bimas wouldn't have been transitioning in that direction, right? He probably would have considered, oh, I might just save my gun in secret here where it's safe. But instead he's come back out. That smoke maybe was enough to lure him out there, maybe get them scared.
Well, still very exciting scenes here, Na'Vi. They lose the round, but they remain with the simple AWP. We all know how potent that is. 17 kills today. Flaming, big spray down towards the ramp. The MP9 is delivering this time. Simple, he arrives as well, looking for his second kill. Can't connect, but still, they have the man advantage here. 2 M4s and a FAMAS in hand. coldzera down to 32. A chance for Nico. Normally hits those. Not as crisply as he'd like. Perfecto will have to drop down to the side floor. And now Nico suggesting he's gone down towards the vents, but still, he remains to fight. There is utility available for coldzera. Smoke, flashbang, and an HE grenade. But Nico, he knows he's committed to this fight now. Does he want to go any further? His teammate will join him towards the hut. Oh, spotted. That might set coldzera up, though. He's assuming they've gone down towards the vents, and Nico gets back up.
Oh, the bomb spotted now, though. The rotation will come in towards the top site. Cold still has a smoke to work with here, and a HE. Does a good chunk of damage onto Electronic. So now they know where the bomb is. They know it's going down, and Boomich, well, he's going to strike quickly from up the vent. Electronic's already pushed the ladder. Now Nico's in a 1-on-2.
That was from heaven, so they have isolated the bomb, but the C4 is planted. Nico thrives in these scenarios. He knows exactly where Boomich is. That's towards the vent. Electronic struck from the heaven position. Nico have no utility. I dare say he might have the advantage here. He knows exactly where the plant is. It's perfect for him. He knows they're not defusing, but there's nothing he can do about that. Great shot from Electronic. He saw the cables there, so he could confirm there was no full commitment on the defuse before he could even kind of translate that information. He's taken down. What a shot from Electronic there.
Yeah, the clutch play coming in. Boomich just on the ladder making a lot of noise. You can see Nuko was well aware. Oh, he's baiting me in. He wants me to keep focusing on this vent position. He retooled, but it was too little too late, and the FAMAS strong enough. The AWP will be recovered. It'll be thrown back into the hands of Simple here. Guns will be dropped across, and it all started, as you can see on your screen right now, with a double kill of Flamey. Only made interesting by the next 3 kills of coldzera, but that wasn't enough to get them across the line here as things are tied on up. Faze will have another buy, but it's compromised. We don't have a lot of utility we're working with right here, Henry. This could spell disaster for Faze.
Certainly could. Galils are out, AK-47s, but we have got the fast push from Rain. He can see the gun barrel here. It should be a guaranteed kill. It's Electronic over there. He doesn't want to pull the trigger just yet until he can guarantee it. Takes a dink though, Chad. He's going to be gutted it went down like that. He gets the kill. They should get the round with that second frag. We'll see what Simple can do about this one. It's still up for contention. 3 versus 3. Boomich with 2. How's this working out? Simple.
1v1. What?
In a winnable scenario here. He plays towards ramp. So where is he right now? Actually in towards hut. Nico again. Another clutch scenario. Round 17. 8-8 on the board. Couldn't be closer. Money broken on either side as well. This is a huge round here. Nico will have a minute to work with. He has the advantage of being on the T side here. He sets the pace of the round. Now, Chad, he's got a flashbang here. Flamey is with a lack of information. Does he just plant his feet in the hut? Is that the best position for him? Does he want to get towards events?
The worst spot that Flamey can find himself is in transition between both sites right now. He needs to just sit, pick a bomb site, tuck himself in a corner, and hopes that he's made the right gamble. Nico has to make the mistake. He has to make that next move. And any sound cues that he gives away allows Flamey to hone in on his position. Now that he's come up ladder, he will have to drop at some point. We know he has to make noise to get down to this lower floor, but he spotted the foot. That's huge.
Yeah, Flamey didn't get that information, I don't think. He's still looking for the push, though, so maybe this is going to come right down to the wire here. The mind games are unbelievable. I'm assuming Flamey did see him. He seems to have so much conviction behind his positioning right now. 15 seconds remaining, advantage Flamey. He doesn't know he can't go down towards lower, and he doesn't take the bait on the plant. This is actually a bit of a nightmare. Does he fake it again? He does. Flamey commits, and he hits the shot. Great stuff there. The old veteran stepping up, and Nico is denied access once again. 2 in a row for Na'Vi. We said the money was broken, and it really is in the face side of things. Surely the full eco.
Yeah, this is the situation, right? With the lackey band of the economy, right? The flowing back and forth as that slider moves up and down, depending on if you win or lose a round. You can just see on the knife's edge of how both teams' economy are. If you're Faze right now, you could make an argument to go for an all-in force buy and see if you can do something quick, see if you can get down, see if you can keep pressure on. But they've actually opted just to keep it relatively calm. They're going to keep this one just down to the Deagles. A bunch of smokes in play, 5 to be exact. What could be the plan here? Because Nico, he's already crept on out behind their own smoke. He wants to see if he can find a CT lingering, getting a little bit lazy. They're posturing now. Looks like they're setting up the L-frame smokes towards the yard position. Nico, look at... Oh my God. Nico has
the kind of shots you like to see, Chad. That's what it's all about. That's why we watch Counter-Strike. That's what we're here for. the showstoppers, the jaw droppers. As Electronic will answer back there, it's going to be a 4 versus 4 flashbang deployed to main entrance, and still with no armor. Faze are making this competitive. Lots of damage output so far. Electronic down to 42. It's the Glock being fired off by Brokey. They've still got 3 smokes. They get down towards Secret as they boost up towards red. A very interesting round here. I feel like Nico's got one more in the tank as well. You can see that boost just enables him to look towards CT spawn. And Na'Vi are sweating bullets right now. I don't want to give anything away, but they have. Boomage caught off guard there. And Electronic, he's still towards the warehouse. Should be able to pull a kill back, which he does. Takes on the Danger Man. Nico removed. 3-on-3. Massive advantage now for Na'Vi. Faze kind of isolated.
Yeah, they still have 2 smokes to work with, and if they can creep across, as I say that, Electronic spots the head, but they're even across, so now there's a real chance. These Deagles close range. BMAS has just dropped off, and he's made sure that the vent rotation can't come on through. Sure, he takes damage from that nade. Oh, never mind. Flamey, he's dealt with the mess. He's cleaned it up. He didn't have too many dramas there. BMAS is going to do his best here to get some kills, but with 15 seconds remaining on the clock, I don't see a lot happening.
Exciting round for sure, but Flamey, there was no way he was going to get that one up. You got unarmored players there. You got the silence them for.
He needs to die.
Position.
You need to die.
You're right. That's
you need to die.
And for reasons Chad just stated, because you do survive the clock, as it were, and then die afterwards, you get no money for the following round. So important need to go down as we get to round number 19.
You know it's not good when the CTs start running away from you. That's, that's when you know.
Please take me. I'm yours.
Okay, now if FaZe want to get back into it, they can right now. They've got the max loss bonus if they do lose this round coming on through, so for them, buys shouldn't be an issue as long as they can get that C4 down. So now we're getting into it. They're finally tooled on up. It's no more of these buys with only Galils and no utility. It's AKs with all the goodies behind it, but they need to make this one count. It's a very important gun round here.
Huge. And we'll see faster pace towards outside. Nico leading the charge here, looking towards that main entrance. Electronic peels off slightly. More defensive setup this time. Looking to get some sound cues, just cover the cross for now if any contact plays come through. Nico, he'll reel it in. Join his teammates towards outside. They can still do the smokes. Looks like they'll be setting those up right now. Going to be just giving the bomb over towards Nico as well. So here come the aforementioned smokes towards outside. As Chad said, they've got plenty of different variations. Faze, we'll see which one they're lining up right here. I would say they usually go for the L block. But we'll see what they've got in mind. Just a couple of them towards outside. And here come the smokes right now. And indeed, there's the L block deployed. And that means they can focus towards warehouse or main entrance. They can push through these smokes, as Chad had speculated before. And they can boost behind them as well. Flashbang as they get in towards main entrance. This is on the knife's edge here. Electronic to be tested once again. Is he ready for it? It's towards up and they go. He's made a real meal of it. But still, they're on top. 2 versus 2 now. 50 seconds remain. And this is the kill that decides the round. Simple. Removed by Nico. Great shot on Brokey. And a really interesting strategy there, Chad. The L block smokes, as we talk about all the time, they're there to take vision away, but you can push them and go for those upper splits.
Yeah, I love that approach right there. The fact is, you could see the cat and mouse game that Electronic was playing. He's well aware of the different approaches that FaZe like to go for, and he even sniffed out the right one. But just as he looked towards topside, just as his teammates were calling, "Nades top, I'm flashed, they're coming out hot," he's looked the wrong way. He's managed to get 1 kill, but if he was able to get both there, I dare say that might have completely stifled that top hit. So unfortunate for Electronic. He had the right idea, just the wrong timing. And now, look, Na'Vi back to the bottom of the barrel loss bonus. They've got, well, nothing to work with here.
Oof, well, the first kill for Nico. Well, we're coming through no problem. FaZe clan off to a bit of a flyer here and coming towards upper. Bim asked to pretty much confirm the round here. There'll be 1 kill in return from Na'Vi. That's found by Boomage, but just playing Electronic remaining. One of those rounds we don't have to expend too much energy over. This is coming to 10-10 in a second.
This one here, Henry, I think we're seeing, like, when this is back and forth, like when this is not like massive streaks of rounds, or it's not like we saw from G2 yesterday where they were getting blown out. Same thing happened in one of the OG games within the MR12. Just once again, for those new viewers who are joining us, maybe you've only been watching Counter-Strike over recent years, the traditional format that you would be used to watching is max rounds 15. First to 16 wins. However, we're experimenting right now. We are challenging the conventional wisdom. And here at the Gamers Without Borders, we're running max rounds 12. That means first to 13. And the way that these rounds are flown, I get to look at the round timeline. It's very back and forth. The longest spree of rounds we've had in this game is 3. It's been back and forth.
This is coming to the bookend now. It's been a great series. The best one we've had this tournament so far, for sure. As Perfecto, perfect weapon for the spray down here. It's the UMP that finds 2, but Brokey, Nico, Coldzera, they're all chiming in here. FaZe are fighting back, and it's looking very strong indeed, but still a 2 versus 2. Bomb to be planted safely, smoke down towards main entrance here, and Simple. This is where the orb comes into a bit of question, because it's so difficult to make it work. We've got the pop flash from CT Spawn, but Chad, it's not the ideal weapon. He'll have to swing in here. If ever there's a man for the job, it might be this guy here. Simple pistol. Oh, that's the shot. He actually misses it. His window of opportunity is closing here, but Electronic pulls the kill back. Flashbang from Brokey, 46 HP. The smoke is down, buys him a bit of space here. No kits available, but there is a smoke. Electronic surely drops it on the bomb, goes to the defuse here. It's faked. They're not committing to this. And Brokey, he'll have to do the same. Here comes the spray. He's done it once again. And Brokey clutches out another 2 versus 1. He keeps delivering as his player is just showing us every single week, Chad, how strong he can be going forward.
He doesn't panic. There must be, this kid just breathing. He's doing the Wim Hof breathing method, mate. He's not panicking at all. Because in these situations, like right there, as soon as you hear the smoke go down, the bomb get tapped, most players are stepping out, they're spamming, they're seeing if they can take him out of the equation. Yeah. He just chilled. He let them come to him.
That was a 5-on-3, bear in mind as well, so that's massive. It's absolutely destroyed the economy of Na'Vi as well. They're down to pistol, no armor, basic grenades, they've already been used as well. Faze, 100 series.
Oh, Flamey!
The Flamey with the first, the king off ramp! He delivers once again, 4 kills for Na'Vi, and now it's a 5 versus 1. Where did this come from? Why have you rushed Ramprum on the most pivotal round of the game against the pistols, Chad? We hate to see it, but you've got to respect the spray down of the CZ.
Oh, Flamey, we've seen you do it from there before, mate. When they come away, he lights them up. He gets it done. Look, it's fast, it's exciting. The risks have to be taken, Henry. I know we don't love it. We know it's not the percentage Counter-Strike, but it's delivering entertainment value round after round. And now Faze, oh dear, they got to pull something out of the back pocket because they got the AWP, a Deagle, a couple of AKs, a Galil in play. Na'Vi, they've got the better looking buy here.
Unbelievable. They didn't even find a single kill. The tightest choke point on the map against the CZs. They chose Ramprum, not even a nuanced default, just a straight up rush. And Chad, we talk about this team, we know they're emotionally invested. They know what they're capable of, and those sort of rounds, it can tilt them. They don't have much working with going forward here in round number 23. A Deagle for Nico. The Galil's out, sure. Brokey's got the AWP, but on the T side of Nuke, it's not like it's a massively high impact weapon. We'll see the L block smokes go down once again. So will they be able to replicate their scenes of going towards main entrance? They take quite a lot of damage in transition here. Electronic, different spot. He's aware of them sneaking towards main entrance. This time, a little bit more traditional. They're going to be going towards secret. Oh, my goodness. What a series this has been.
I think we need to take a deep breath right now because this is actually one of the first slowish rounds we've had in a while. FaZe Clan not just popping on out here. They're taking their time and they've got control. Now, it's all going to come down to the rotations of Na'Vi. We can see that not too many players dealing with this lower bomb site right now. And Boomich, he's made a bit of a staple of how he likes to defend this side of the map. He's taking more of a passive line, jump peeking, potentially spotting and falling, and that should be the cue. The Deagle bullet goes off, back into the site he goes. He needs to get on the railing, though. He could be a little bit late for this one.
He's got it in time. It looks like it should be fine, but Bimas will open things up. It's going to be Boomich looking towards that window position right now. The door opens beneath him. High pressure scenario now. The smoke goes down, enabling the plant, but do they want to go for it? Space struggling here, but Coldzera finds the opening. Flamey, he can output a lot of damage here from range, but they'll go for the safer plant. It's broken. Orb on his back, gets a C4 down, and it's going to be Flamey. Has to wait for the backup now. Who will be posting map and DD series point first? 3-on-3. It will favor FaZe for now.
Well, the door's open and Rain has to deliver here. He's get taken down by Perfecto, but Brokey and Cold still stand. 2 to find. Brokey has to hit one of these shots here. The AWP he can't miss. It's good, but his position's been given up. This crossfire's looking fantastic.
No, I like this, Chad. I like this a lot, but it's now down to Brokey. He can't do it again. The quick scope! It doesn't come through this time. Is there a kit? There absolutely is, and he had the chance there, Chad. I felt like it was going to happen. My chair was about to snap in half if he hit it. But there it is. It will be a Na'Vi posting round number 12 on the CT side first. The bomb goes down, and even with that, they've got $3,000 per player on the FaZe side here. It's going to come right down to round number 24. They have to buy, of course. 1 AK-47 is available. That goes in the hands of Nico. Tech Knights, Desert Eagles here. 1 round to decide it all. This best of 3 gone the full distance in the third map, and it's certainly delivering on all fronts. Simple, 22 kills, everyone chiming in with these epic moments, and Brokey, he can't deliver on that one, but it was so close.
Yeah, I think I might be having to explain those overtime rules here, Henry.
Yeah, you
once
might
again, it's a fast approach. We've got these secret smokes coming out. Nico playing around them has already found a lot of room, but they're out hot dry, and they get the opening. The trades are everywhere. What is going on? 2 players remain. Simple up ladder. Flamey has to rotate in from lobby here, pushing towards ramp. The nade, it's good. It's Flamey in a 1-on-3 situation. Surely he can't do this.
Flamey will be towards the trophy room. FaZe have done enough here. The upper pants works out for a 3 versus 1 scenario. Flamey has a kip. but only a single flashbang here. Surely there's no chance. And Chad, you're going to have to get your rule book out here. The referee, is he going for the save in the last round?
I don't know. Flamey, surely you realise we're playing MR12, my friend.
You're there?
Flamey, we have to go for it. This is the last... Hello?
It's a big save. I respect it.
Oh,
He'll be
no.
using them 4 in the final round.
All right, I will explain the explain the overtime for everybody because this is slightly embarrassing for Flamey, so we'll take this away. So... the players, Nico just typed last round and Flamey typed
That's amazing. I thought it might happen once in this tournament, but not there. Not now. Not in the third map. Not at series point.
Okay, so the way this overtime, from what I've been told, is going to work is it's MR2, which means you need 3 rounds to win overtime. So there'll be 2 rounds on each half. If you go flawless on the first half, for example, if Navi are able to win 2 rounds here off the bat, they only need 1 round on their T side. If they only
B combo. I've been kind of building this one up. If they can win this round, it could become a thing. Brokey will swing the door open, and unfortunately the low HP will be his unraveling there. Bimas left with an impossible task here towards the shadow position. And at the AK-47, he can Molotov the bomb. Maybe the double doors right now will be a good shout, but either way, he's done for. They know he's there, and that's going to be the first round on the board for Na'Vi. So, Chad, if they win the next round, from what you've said, is that going to be it? I don't really know. I'm very confused.
If they win the next round, they still will have to win 1 round
I see,
on the T side. Right. So if you have a flawless first half, you only need to win 1 in the second half. Yeah. So basically, it's about just defending, right? If Na'Vi are able to defend 2, then they've already guaranteed themselves double overtime. That's the way this one's going to work on out.
Yep, there we go.
Oh, okay. This is going to get real spicy. The way that this could go, this is almost like needing advantage in tennis, I would say. Sure. But well, maybe not. Yeah, it's strange. But we're gonna see how this plays on out here.
It is like breaking serve, I would call it. You know, like it's trying to get around on the T side, which would be huge on a map like Nuke, especially. Either way, let's get into this fast-paced round. Faze could be in trouble here. Big spray down from Electronic there. They're trying to pick up the pace. It was the upper split, but now they're gonna have to go for the heart. They still have something to be said though. Boom it with the M4 in hand, finds the bomb, looking for rotations here. The AWP shot connects. It's the alley-oop, and it should be the round, but Brokey, he gets 2, but it's not quite enough. The 2-0 is found, and that means 1 round required here for Na'Vi on their T side. But still, Faze are in this. 2 on the TT side, certainly possible. This could go the distance.
Yeah, well, I think the players might now have just quickly learnt the way this one's going to work on out.
Yeah, don't save any guns from now on, Flame. That's all you need to do.
And he might even get the win. It might be the most genius save we've ever seen, Henry. You never know. They might be able to pull this one off.
That's true.
All right, so right now, Na'Vi on their T side just need to find 1 round here. Faze, they need to defend 2 points in a row to take us to double overtime in this different format. So bear with us, ladies and gentlemen. We'll give you the info as it comes to us. Now, Nico's going to get Molotov behind him. He's stuck the double, the triple nades. Absolutely nuked there, but he's going to stand 17 points of health. Maybe they're not going to clear his position after those HEs. Up and over. What?
That's sick. That's not human. That's actually unreal what he just did there. I didn't even see it from his POV, but I can tell you that's a stunning shot. Let's get into this 5-on-4. Electronic down towards lower. Bimas, he'll have no idea. Surely he doesn't pre-fire this one. Guaranteed kill, but not a foregone conclusion there. They need to get the bomb planted first, and there's still mistakes that could be made. 5 versus 3. Brokey on the AWP. We'll see if this is where it all comes crashing down for Faze. It's the 3rd and final map. 14-12. 1 round will do it for Na'Vi. There's surely in position to close this one out.
Isn't it weird? 15 to win. I don't think I've ever said that.
Yeah, right.
And Cold, he has to push forward for some information here. So at least he has lobby control. But with all this lower territory and Na'Vi playing so slow, They're just waiting for any mistake of FaZe Clan to come on through here with this number advantage they have. This perfect. There's one for Cold, but his position's given up, and all that damage being done now means an extra puzzle piece for Na'Vi is in play. They know where he is. They can isolate and Flamey from above. Spider-Man down the ladder.
That's surely it now. That bomb going down is a 4 versus 2. Rain and Brokey with the orb available as well. Good shot, but now just Brokey, AWP, an impossible task. He's amazing the clutches, but this just doesn't look good for him. If he can show us a few impressive shots, that would be something. There's an opportunity to take down Simple. It won't happen, and there it is. Na'Vi close things out in overtime, and it's going to be 2-1 in total. Chad, I have to say, that's been the best series of the tournament so far. A really exciting affair that had absolutely everything.
Yeah, I think Frankie labeled Vertigo perfectly. It was an intermission, right? Maps 1, Maps 3 were great. They delivered, both teams clearly using strategies. It was much more puggy. It was very scrappy, but entertaining. I don't think anybody could argue the entertainment value of that game. It was there.
It was really, really there. And I mean, what can you say about that? It was a masterclass, an individual skill. Nice to see Flamey returning to the server. I know it's been a tough time for him, but Nuke is where he can really shine. You were talking, boys, about the fact that, of course, you've been watching FaZe play Nuke. It feels like day in, day out for the past couple of months. Did their Nuke feel very different today?
We definitely had some interesting ideas. Like Chad speculated before going into this one, he expects him to be pushing smokes, and the one round that sticks out like a sore thumb is the L block smokes towards outside and that upper split, Chad. That was a lot of fun there. We saw them actually kind of changing things up. Is that the sort of play you were kind of speculating before?
Yeah, and I think that even the pistol round as well right there with Nico pushing in and killing Electronic where they just smoked into main, those type of plays, that's not what you expect, right? Because they have normal patterns in the way that they tend to approach those smokes. But by having a format where the rounds are a bit more chaotic, you can see teams playing a little bit faster, you want to throw in those curveballs because in the back of the players' minds, they're conditioned to thinking this is what this smoke means and this is how they're going to react. Well, you do the opposite, or you do something not even in this universe, of course you're going to get away with some of those rounds where it's just kill after kill after kill, and then we find ourselves in a 1-on-2 situation, and me and Henry are looking around the server like, what the bloody hell just happened?
I can't believe some of the shots, Frankie. I was almost falling off my chair. The clutches, the shots coming through, the deagles as well. This tournament really is delivering. I can't wait to see a bit more.
To be honest, when I was watching that, I kind of resembled a lady on a hen do because of the noises that I was making. I became a woo girl.
Wow.
And that is a reference that probably no one will get because it's referring to a defunct sitcom called How I Met Your Mother.
No, that's all right, Frankie. I look like Ted Mosby, apparently, so we can probably combine references there at some point. But yeah, anyway, sorry to interrupt you.
No, it's all good. And we got to see the Simple and Nico show that we desperately wanted. FaZe, though, the demons they face in terms of closing. Now, this is a different environment because they know that they're taking home a huge slice of that prize pool. And I say taking it home. The money never goes to them. It goes directly to the charity of their choice. And we'll be finding out the charity they chose at the end of today's show. It was good to see them having a little bit of fun, even if they couldn't take it home in the end, Henry.
I feel like that one round, Chad, I'm sure you agree with me. Like you said, we've casted so much FaZe as of late. The ramp rush against the pistols, man. Like, I feel like FaZe were the better team today in this best of 3. I felt like they were robbed of the first map. They looked like they were running away with it. Never discount Na'Vi. Their individual form was fantastic across the board today. Flamey had some amazing moments as well, but that one round will stick out for me a lot. I don't know how they made that decision against a low buy to just rush ramp when you've got a full buy there, and MR12 especially, too volatile for me, and it cost them the map, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate there, but a good showing. I think that FaZe, after getting to play one MR12 best of 3 yesterday, you could see some of the adaptations they were making in their playstyle. It was a lot of the similar stuff, just quicker. And for Na'Vi as well, you can tell that even on Vertigo, they got blown out of the water, but they were saving guns. They were trying different bits and pieces. And when you factor all that in, it was a map that they picked to maybe have a crack and exploit a FaZe weakness, and they still win the series. So I guess